you show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Oh, yes. Good evening, y'all. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Moderator Night series. We do it every single Wednesday. Thank you very much for being a part of Moderator Night. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I'm going to let each of the moderators introduce themselves. I apologize for that. Go ahead, One Journey. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hey, I'm One Journey, and we say let's make it count. Why? Because we choose life. Life has consequences, your choices, your actions, they're all consequences. We explore consequences with the Kountry Wayne skit. Please join me on my channel. I'll be live soon. Join me there as well. And thank you for the support. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm having a ball, and I hope you're having a ball too. And please enjoy your journey.
I appreciate that, One Journey. Thank you very much for that. Annette, you're next. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Andy, stroke Annette. I'm here from London. I've just made myself a really nice, strong brew, cup of tea to keep me awake. Really
What
excited.
kind of tea? What kind of tea?
Okay, it's Earl Grey. Have you guys heard of Earl Grey?
Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Earl Grey.
Last
No
week
problem.
I had Yorkshire, so I've decided to go slightly even posher. But anyway, really nice to be here. Looking forward to today's session. And yeah, just being happy.
There we go. I appreciate that, Annette. Thank you very much for that. Next on deck, we have Shamin. Shamin, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Shamin. Shamin Brenda. I start to use my middle name as well. So, Annette, I hear you saying you have a very strong cup of tea. I am not a tea person, but the last time I had a very, very strong cup of tea, I was running all over the place. So I hope it's not that one you're having.
No, it's not. No, it's not
Good
that
night,
one.
guys. Good night, everybody. And tonight, I'm going to be a little bit demure tonight because I'm kind of not feeling too well and I'm medicated. So bear with me. I'm not going to be my usual rambunctious self. So please bear with me. Thank you.
Oh, man. No worries. Thank you very much, Sharon. Sharon Reviews, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi guys, I'm Sharon Reviews. We just closed off on our live just now. Yes, so please like, share, subscribe. That's me. And thank you, Anil, for making this space for us. Appreciate it.
As always, as always. Goddess London, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, O'Neill. As you can see my page, please like, share, subscribe to House of Goddess London. Thank you so much, O'Neill, again for having me on your panel. And we're going to have a good night. Positive vibration.
We are indeed, indeed. Thank you very much, Goddess. Go ahead, Terry. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Good night, everyone. Good night, O'Neill. Good night, panel. Good night, chat. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm just here to enjoy the night because the plan's still in process. So we'll just enjoy the ride tonight.
Work the show, eh? All right, no problem. I appreciate that. And I tried to give you some of the other content creators who basically rock with us here as well, too. They may not be on deck, but I tried to basically show all the pages so y'all can see them. I hope y'all go ahead and like subscribe. All right, so let me take this screen off. And good evening, friends. It's a pleasure to meet with y'all. Moderator Night's always one of my favorite nights because I get to moderate and I get to pick everybody's brain and I get to listen to other opinions, except my own, because sometimes I'm always talking by myself. It's always top Moderator Night. No matter what nobody tell it, I love Moderator Night. But okay, let me start at One Journey. I think I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Give me your opening statement as it relates to Lauren. Let's start there first because I think Lauren dominated the weekend, and so let's kind of take that out the way. We'll fast forward to the whole Shayla and Imam thing. I mean, not
Um.
Shayla and
I,
Anthony
I,
thing. But go ahead with Lauren.
okay. When it comes to Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
Lauren and Dan are funny. Lauren and Dan have not stopped communicating. When you don't want someone, you block them. You don't communicate. You have no yes
Mm-hmm.
answer, no answer. You say nothing. You use the law. And
Mm-hmm.
you said you filed papers on him. You call the law.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Lauren is she never sounded the alarm to
Mm-hmm.
warn her people, warn Wayne, warn the podcast girls, warn people. She never warned anyone. Now Rahab in the book of Jehoshaphat, I mean in
Mm-hmm.
Joshua, book of Joshua. No, I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember what the book it was in, but she warned the people. Drop the red rope and
Mm-hmm.
warned the people. This girl gave no warning, no signs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not me, and she wants to justify her behavior that it's not her. Baby, it's you. You are both in cahoot together because you always protect Dan and you don't protect anyone else. And I'm glad Wayne says you're not coming back to my house, and now you may not come back to the. You're not driving my car. Nothing. You got someone hunting you. So she talked about, oh, I gave my body. Well, Rahab was a prostitute. She gave her body too, but she knew how to warn and protect the people, and this chick did not. But I think she's funny, and I like when she's poking the bear at Tamara. I think is hysterical, and Dan is hysterical as well. But no, thank you. I'll pass.
You'll pass. Let me ask you one question before you hop off one journey. Were you triggered by the story any at all, or you just felt it was just one of those, I guess, a
No,
filler
it was
comedy?
funny. It was a funny story. It was a fun story. I would like a cast
Mm-hmm.
that does the hard work on some of the hard subjects in our community. And
Mm-hmm.
they did a really good job with a very hard subject. You file the
Mm-hmm.
papers, you do all these things, but what are you doing? Are you still, involved with this person? Yeah, you answering the call. You calling them.
True.
But so I think they handle it perfectly. A very, very difficult subject, and they did it with excellence, and I enjoyed that part. Yeah, but she is not a winner because she never said, hey, I'm gonna warn people. She didn't warn
Mm-hmm.
anyone. She left them out there to burn, and then she watched them burn. That's a little bit of a problem.
All right.
I'm
I
done.
like that. I like that. I appreciate that one journey. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get you in here, and I'm gonna get you in next, and then I'll read comments after that. Then I'll go to the next person. And give me your take on the whole Denisha, no, not Denisha. I mean the whole Dan and Lauren story. Give me your take on what you saw. What did you feel about it? Because I wanted to hear from you. And of course, make sure you put the question in there that I gave to one journey as well. Were you triggered by the story? Because that seems to be one of the things where it's borderline, and some people get. So let me know what you think.
Okay, well, thanks for that, O'Neill. I
Mm-hmm.
personally was not triggered by the storyline, and I'm in agreement
Mm-hmm.
with One Journey. It's really important that Country Rain does address situations that actually happen in real life. However, bringing
Mm-hmm.
it into the skits, you do get elements of comedy. Sometimes you get a
Mm-hmm.
learning lesson. So for me, it wasn't triggering. I think for me, in terms of Lauren, I find her
Mm-hmm.
deceitfully a liar, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
barefacedness of it that's what I find really disturbing. Her gold digging is beyond, and I hope when she continues to gold dig that she does actually find some gold at the end of the
The
end of the
digging.
shovel. Yeah, I hope so. But however, I just feel that she has no class, and she doesn't care. I think that's really it,
Mm.
because Wayne obviously is very passionate about his children and he's married
Mhm.
to the game and so forth. But
Mhm.
her own interest is about getting the money from Wayne. However, with Dan, there is something she's still got a feeling about Dan, because she didn't stop calling him. And
Mhm.
she hasn't called the police. She has got a restraining order. I know it's in Florida, but I'm not too sure if it does go over to Georgia as well. But if she really wanted to deal with Dan, she would. And even when you remember when Denisha sprayed him with the pepper spray, she said, "What have you done?" So there's an element of her still having feelings for Dan. However, she really wants to be with Wayne for the bag, and I also think she's probably getting a few feelings for Wayne as well. But I just don't like the lies and the lack of care for others and only caring for herself.
Touche.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I appreciate that. Give me one moment here. Let me read some comments first. Someone says, Dre, you still remember Shayla was also with Zeus and the other guy from the gym. I forgot his name also. Friends like Mike. Somebody says, reading this title and told Shayla I would marry you before we meet Denisha. And Shayla turned him down. And I have Iman at okay. Oh, okay. You remember that. I'm unfamiliar with him, but I will watch to see exactly what's going on. So there's a chat going on inside the chat. I'm reading comments. Someone says Wayne needs to pay Dan for giving him a great excuse to do what he wanted to do anyways with Lauren. Someone says, hey, sending positive vibes from Benton, Arkansas. Someone says Lauren still wants something from Dan, attention or something. Someone else, I think they're agreeing with your point. Someone else says Lauren calls Dan 3 times in 2 days.
Wow.
She still loves Dan. Someone else says, Shamin, good to see you here tonight. Someone else says, good evening to everyone else. I'm getting a gist. Good evening. Someone says, are you sure that Charmin, you're sure that was the tea? So they don't know what Charmin was drinking. And she's coming up, so she'll be able to answer for herself for sure. So all right, let me stop right there. Charmin, you can answer the question. Are you sure it was a tea you're drinking? And you can go ahead with the topic. Go right ahead.
Yes, it was the tea, but it was that special tea. You know, the one they brew sometime in Jamaica that grows, and some people do other things with it. They put it in a rum to rub your back, and some people just green. Light it. Some people That was the tea, and I said that was a very strong tea, and it have me running all over the place. So, and maybe that's why I take a dislike to drinking any kind of tea. I prefer coffee. Okay, regarding the Dan thing, Lauren, it was not triggering for me because I've been through situation that was worse than, not that kind of situation, but situation that I faced that was triggering at one point, and I've gotten over it. So that was nothing to trigger me. My whole thing is that Lauren is not going to, because Lauren she has done on the back burner. Just in case Wayne does not work out, because she knows she can get anything from Dan. If she called and said, I want $1,000, I want $1 million, Dan would go find a way to give it to her because she knows that Dan loves her unconditionally. But in the back of her mind, because of all, Wayne is married to the game, and I don't think she knows that this is going to be a long-term thing. So she does not want, she wants to see what she can get from Wayne, but she still wants to be holding on to, even with her pinky finger, she wants to be holding on to Dan because she knows that if and when Wayne thing falls through, she wants to have a backup plan. And Dan is her backup plan because she's sure of Dan. She's sure of getting stuff from Dan, and that's what it's all about. Because if she did not want to tell Wayne about Dan, which she could when Wayne asked her the first time, do you know this guy? She could easily said, yes, it's a guy I used to talk to, and he's now stalking me.
True.
Yeah.
It would put a stop to everything. All of that craziness would not have gone on. But she did not want to tell Wayne because she still want to hold on to Dan.
Yeah.
So Wayne, I don't know if Wayne is done with her, because he did say he was done with her and then he slept with her again. So we don't know in the back of, he's saying that I'm not your man, Dan is whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we all know Wayne. Wayne will say something today, and tomorrow it's a total different thing. He flipped the script. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I like that. I'm like that. Remains valid and enforceable anywhere in Florida. Okay. Just to answer your question, Annette, and just to answer the question, the restraining order would actually transfer as well too. In other words, it still would be live. So that's
Okay.
kind of how it works. Just so you know. So in other words, she really had the opportunity to be able to do that. Just to give you that, because that was a good question that you asked, and I'd like to enlighten the audience as well too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Thanks for that.
yes, for sure, for sure. You know, we're all about the education on here, for sure. Even me as well. Hey, I always learn something when y'all ask questions. All right, someone says the only thing I don't like is where Dan's storyline is that he didn't reveal as much. Someone says Wayne just wanted free. Someone else says Lauren does protect Dan and Paul, especially when they Lisa told the girls about Dan and Lauren checked
Yeah.
her. Someone else says Wayne. Oh, Ray and him nephew served the tea. No, it's not Ray and nephew. You need to leave Shamin alone.
You can't smoke Ray and nephew. You cannot smoke Ray and nephew. And what I'm
You
talking
know
about
what
is
she's
something
talking
you can
about. They
smoke.
know. They
So
know. Leave her alone. Makes it.
Ray and nephew is not going to even touch that to make it into any tea.
Someone else says, O'Neill, what do you think about Daniel and Amber's one-sided friendship? They mentioned in the skits today. I'll soon get to that portion. Let me just tackle the Lauren thing because I wanted to hear from the ladies because I know this has been a big topic. But don't worry, Diamond, I'm gonna make sure I get into that topic for you. Ashley, I'm going to get you in here, and what I want from you, Miss Ashley, is the question on there. By the way, good evening. So welcome. Introduce yourself, Miss Ashley, and then yeah, introduce yourself and then go ahead. It's the Lauren story. Give me your take on the Lauren story. Did you like it? Did you never like it? Was it triggering? Give us your take on the entire thing. Go right ahead.
Hey O'Neill, hey ladies, how are y'all doing? Hey
Doing good.
everybody in the comments. Go like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Ashley Chop It Up. And I'll be chopping it up.
Yes.
So what I think about that, me personally, I did not watch too much of it, to be
Okay.
honest with you. I did see a
Mhm.
few skits. And it's just something she had coming. I didn't feel sorry for her and what was coming her way. I mean, she was warned, and I think Dan was just basically the ice on the cake. I mean, she was already, on thin ice with Wayne when she brought up that
Mhm.
Birkin bag, you know. So I
True.
think, Dan popping up, that was just the cherry on top of it. I think he's making a really dumb move, still keeping her at bay, though, as far as having some type of sexual escapades with her. I think that's just real stupid, so he needs to stop that and just leave her alone completely. So, you know, she's a scam artist. I mean, what can else I say? She's a scam artist. I've seen it for day one, so.
Was it triggering? Was it triggering?
Uh, if it was, a woman who wasn't like Lauren, it would have been triggering.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like Lauren deserves this, so I don't care that he's following her around. Now, I didn't like him touching her, like kind of grabbing her on the arm a little bit. I didn't like that, but at the same time, you can't be going around scamming people and think there's not going to be any consequences.
Correct.
That's true.
You've been used to doing it, and now
That's
it's
true.
nipping you in the bud. So you take it. And that's all I have to say about that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you mentioned that because it's not just it goes both ways. Because even if you as a man going around messing with women, you're going to get the part of it. You do have women who will get your back certain ways. So it's not like it's a one-sided affair. So I like that you mentioned that portion of the take.
Exactly.
Terian, get yourself here. Terian, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and give your take on this Lauren story.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
You're doing good.
That story I could not watch.
Wow.
Oh,
It triggered
all right, Terian.
as Sharon and Charmaine know and other friends know. I was a friend that had to support a friend that go through that.
Okay.
So I couldn't watch that part aspect of it. And I told Charmaine and Sharon some of the details of what I had to go through with it, with being a supportive friend, because even for my life afterwards, it took a toll. And whenever I see Dan and he behaves crazy, my my heart beats because of what I've seen and witnessed and had to be there. So those part of skits I did not watch at all. But the part that I watched is when Wayne and her met and Wayne told her it was over. When he told her it was over, it showed me as how you before she was bragging and boasting and all of that stuff with Tamara. At the end game, it showed, and some people should see that you don't fight battles, because when the Lord fights it, you have nothing to do with it and no one can say you did anything. Because we seen how she brag and boast with Tamara and the G-Wagon and all of this, and she made sure Tamara saw her in the G-Wagon, and she was doing a lot of flaunting and all of that kind of stuff. So, but however, it worked out that Tamara had nothing to do with it when Wayne broke her heart, so she couldn't say anything about it, that it was Tamara or Shayla did anything. So you just have to learn that don't fight no battles. But Dan storyline for me at this junction of it, I can't watch it. Okay. That's where I got with it. Do she deserve what she get? I don't say she deserve it, but she should learn from the lesson that it taught her. One, you don't play with people's emotion. You definitely don't play with that. You don't use people. But will she learn? We'll yet to see. And one thing I want to address, a lot of people, even on the platform, not your platform, but other platforms, the first thing they say, oh, so why she don't call police? Until you are in it, you will not understand it. Because on the outside, everybody will say, yes, she should have called the police. I wouldn't this, I wouldn't that. You don't know what you do when you get in a situation, something like this. So, it's just like, okay, well, you tell yourself things are going to get better, but it actually don't get better. Yeah, so again, you just have to, I was there to support my friend to the very end. We will go to the store and look across the street and he's there. How he know we at the store is crazy. Wow. So that's my part. And I told my girls that I can't do it. So I just didn't. Nope, didn't watch it.
All right, no problem. I got a couple of comments because I want to drag into this. So here's the deal. I did talk to Lauren, right? Via Instagram. So I went into her DMs, okay? And so this is kind of why O'Neill basically ended up covering this story. Because Lauren says, I want you to see the storyline because I think that, yes, I think Malika is it Malika? Malikia Watkins. So Malikia Watkins is giving some point of view. Sometimes people say, hey, why doesn't the victim call the police? Or they say, hey, why don't you have these pieces? Or they say, hey. So what Lauren wanted to show was she wanted to show the audience the other side of basically of these stories, okay? Which is especially in this. Right now, in other situations, maybe like for your friend Terrian, your friend was not doing anything. She was, she was probably just this guy. She like him like her, and then he starts to go off crazy. That's a whole different case. For Lauren is saying, I've been doing these things, and now it's caused this, and it's almost like I will have to know that this comes with this. In other words, another piece of the puzzle that you mentioned, which we ended up starting to see, was. I was saying a lot to the audience. Dan is easy to get rid of because one phone call to the police and Dan is locked up. But what happens to the multiple ladies who pulls these scams off? Because then there's no one else to hold them accountable. Unless someone holds them accountable, they're not accountable. So that's where she was. She me show you how these women aren't held accountable. In other words, the accountability factor goes away. So it was more along the lines of the scam than along the lines of the other piece. In other words, what they were trying to show us is that Dan is crazy as a result of this, not necessarily him just being overall doing whatever he's doing. It is a result of what was going on. They wanted to show the woman doing that. That's just kind of cute, you know. Because I said Malikia put some things in the chat for sure. Malikia says something like the courts love to blame the woman's character for the DV. So that portion weren't really showing a DV story. That's why eventually O'Neill covered it, because I realized they were trying to tell a story, but they didn't want to tell it like through a. If you notice, it was kind of serious, but it's funny at the same time, if that makes sense, right? Because it still have some levels of comedy inside of it. And like, for example, I tried to point some parts to people where I showed them, like, for example, I showed them how Dan wasn't overdoing anything. Even if him hold on to her, there was no excessive roughing up, or you wouldn't see her eye get black, or you wouldn't see him throw a fist, or, you know, like any of those pieces. And so they pinpointed that to me. I was able to kind of see that, like, okay, all right, I see what they're doing. Them just kind of telling the story that this woman is a scammer, and because she's a scammer, she's going to basically lose every single thing because of the scamming that she's doing. It's more in the lines of, I think, what you're mentioning, Terry. But again, hey, I don't know how to pinpoint anybody's trauma, because that's the thing with these things, though. You can be watching something and it go to a traumatic, you know, piece of whatever it is. But that's where they were going. Let me stop and let me give some time to Goddess. Go ahead and give me your take on it. Forget what O'Neill just said. Go ahead and just tell me what you think. Right.
I feel bad now because I loved it. I loved it all weekend. It's like a movie. It was like a suspense thriller. I feel so bad, but I'm so sorry for everybody who went through. But the part that got to me was, you know, Lauren not being honest with Wayne. She could have told him when he asked her, you know, something going on when he found out about Dan, and, you know, just tell him. And she still lied and still wasn't honest. And but it was telling this part where Delicia sprayed Dan, and she was like, "What did you do to him?" Like, you know, I think she kind of low-key likes it. She likes the toxicity. She likes the whatever they got going on, dynamic they have going on. And to me, okay, with Wayne and Lauren, the mistake that he made was going back and sleeping with her. You know, I just thought that was, because I knew it wasn't over. I knew it wasn't over. I knew when he was breaking up with her, I said, I bet you're going to go back in there again. I don't know how, but and of course, by the end of the night, he got back in and then tried to kind of let her go at, you know, afterwards. But I'm sorry. I loved it. I loved it. I loved this. I loved it. It kept me on my toes. It was the edge of the seat. I loved it. You know, there's something different. And some things need to be addressed too, you know. But, yeah, if anybody was going through that situation, but you know, that's just
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. No worries. Let me come and spell. So they were just attempting to give us something else apart from whatever it is. And I hope, friends, I also will say this, and I will tell people this. Not all entertainment is meant to try to see if it can cover DV. If that makes sense. Like, not all the time you're trying to say, oh, we're gonna be a whole DV story, or oh, we're gonna, for example, you already kind of get one of that through Al. You know what I mean? You get one of that through, what's her name, Rafi, and the girl when her eye was black and the guy was really beating on her and then they did something to her, or Nikki's whatever it is. You already got one of those stories through those. They're always trying to tell that particular story, you know. But hey, I understand the traumas are out there and it is what it is. Someone says that, Willie. But still, both Anthony and Amber. Okay, give me one moment. I'll get the Amber comments in a little bit. I agree with you, Miss Grant. Someone says Stockholm syndrome is real. Thing that most people are not conscious of on both sides, male and female. What's good, moderators? Someone else says, and I'm getting the people in the chat here. Why did we need to see that point of view? The other side, because a lot of women scam men. Is that what you're asking me, JDK? If that's what you're asking me, because a lot of women do actually scam men. They do. You know, like, it's just, you know, hey, and they, you know, they get off and nobody gets them. You know, they go on to the next guy and them scam the next guy and they go off and they go to the next guy and they announce them. You know what I mean? But if a guy does whatever else it is, let's say this happens and then whatever, then Dan gets whisked away. You know what I mean? Like, he gets gone. In other words, let's say you confront a girl about, you know, her doing something, and just like y'all are saying, you know, the guy puts his hand on, call the police, and he's gone. probably thinking about 1, 2 years. I'm like, for gone, just for
Mm.
whatever it is, for grabbing her. So that part we see, but we don't see the person committing the other side of the act. Like what happens to them. That's what they're saying. Someone else is that is equal, saying a girl who is scantily dressed and promiscuous deserves to be essayed. What? I'm not sure what that means. Someone says, I wouldn't say Lauren deserves what she's experiencing with Dan either. But what I'll say is if you step on 3 different people's shoes, the consequences may differ. So watch your step. That's a very good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't always the other side of the story, though. The side almost defeat the DV victims. That's why I said, Miss Grant, they were not telling a DV story. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all were just picking up a DV story. They weren't telling that. I asked
Right.
Lauren, and she says, we're not telling that story. If you notice, they each time Dan tries to say, I'm not going to put my hands on a woman. And they tried different things in the line because they were trying to tell you that's not what they were giving you. But people just were taking that because that's all you were seeing. In other words, you're compartmentalizing to know when you're seeing a DV story and when you're not seeing a DV story. And I think Wayne is starting to realize that. I think he's starting to try to experiment with content a little more. So it's not very just one track. You know how you used to watch comedy before and you didn't think, like something else was going to happen. You used to watch Martin, or you used to watch, Living Single, and things were happening there. But you never thought, hey, the guy was trying to, essay or it was a DV case, or it was any of those. It was just comedy. He's trying to give you that. So he wasn't giving you a DV story. People just pick that because, of course, things get extremely sensitive these days. Basically, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. All right. Sharing reviews. I'm going to take in on here. Go on in and you close us out with this one. Were you triggered at all? What you think about
Nope.
it? Where you like?
I enjoyed it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Honestly, I didn't realize people were triggered by it. I just have to say that. I think Dan did a fantastic job with his role. And I didn't think about no DV because every time it shows, like for instance, when he rushed into the room, into the house with Lauren,
Yes.
they hurry up and drop another skit right after that. So you see that he locked the door, she went and sit down. So they're showing you it wasn't a DV. You understand? And so forth. But so it was very telling, interesting. So they're trying to tell you guys, because what I find, some audience love to run to DV when they're not really showing DV. You know what I mean? And I do get that. And yes, the reason why I love that skit so much is the fact that Dan go to Wayne and Arby, and he tells Arby, trick Arby into Arby believed that he's a promoter, he's going to hire Wayne. And he was so clever. I like how the writer did that big twist. That was a nice plot twist. That was entertaining. We love it. And I tell you, they did wonderful. And then when Wayne here, I like how Dan went with the biblical side of things and says about the sheep and the prophet and David and what the rich man did. He has all these facts. And the poor man has only one sheep, one lamb. And the rich man take it and feed and make a feast out of the one sheep the poor man had. And David turned around and says, that is horrible. And he says, that is you. So what do you think with that? So that was really nice. I love that they did that biblical side of things to let people realize he's not coming. It wasn't a DV situation. He's a scammer. Lauren is a scammer. He told Lauren already in Miami, says, look here, you don't have to pretend with me. I know who you are. Because he found out about her mom, that the mom wasn't sick. He says, wrong today. Lauren, mother, that the under tennis court like tennis. So, it was really nice. We saw the different ranges that Dan could carry the story, and you just get into it. He did such a good job that people think it's DV when it wasn't. And they deviate from it. And I was happy when Wayne told Lauren it was over. And Goddess is right, because Goddess called it in our chat. And Goddess says, yes, I bet your Wayne is not over. And she was right. When I was very in my feelings when I saw that. Wayne says, hug her up and say, oh, let's go watch a movie. I asked the audience, are they gonna watch movie? And you guys says, no, the TV gonna watch them. You know what I mean? And what was so delicious again, she woke up the morning, Wayne is on the balcony, and when I saw the cook there, I said, I guess it's over now, right? And he made sure his cook was there because he doesn't want her to make him anything. It was just physical, and that's all. He says, any man will want you. And he said to her, I am, what did he say on the balcony? Oh, yes. Wayne says, I was dreaming. And can you believe it? I saw Dan's face coming for his one sheep. When Wayne asked him asked her, do you know Dan? Lauren did not answer. She lied.
Lord,
She
just
could
too
have
much.
she could have put, what if they were showing us that says Dan was really dangerous. Remember, I keep on telling you, we have a phone. If you have an iPhone, I don't know about the Android. You just keep pressing this. Even if you can't talk to them, you keep on pressing that, they're coming. And I do understand you have to be in a situation. I was in a situation. I didn't call, but somebody else called. You understand? So at the end of the day, when you're in a situation and you're fighting there for your life, you can't really do anything unless you're in that situation. Sometimes bystanders and sometimes people comes to help and that person become unalive. We have heard many stories about that. But what I love that they didn't take it there. They did it a different way. And Wayne read the Bible. So Wayne understand right away. And when he confronted Lauren because of Arby bring the message to him, he asked her and he knows she lied. So when Dan shows up at his house, it could have gone left. His kids is there. That was wrong. And we are saying, how did Dan get in there? And then they make sure they did another scene to show us the next day and the next day, because they let Amber in the podcast says, oh, but how did he get on the property? You have to push the number in. And then they have Wayne again come back and says, yes, he to Lauren, and yes, Jen says, when you come in, he will drive in. I don't want my kids to be in. He didn't say that in so many words. He said, I don't want him to scratch up my car. So he's telling her, I need to keep my children safe. And for Lauren to go and called Dan, God is so good. When God is in the midst of things, guys, remember what Dan said to her. He says, I will let God angle it. And people think says he must let God angle it and he must go to back to Miami. But what he did, he get up the next morning and he goes to Wayne. And he let Wayne know, you have to leave my sheep. I want my sheep back. You have all the success. You have the wealth. You're a celebrity, whatever. But leave my one sheep. You can continue to make people laugh, but leave me my one sheep. And we were just having fun with that because that's hilarious. Come on, guys. And if you really look at it, you have to take the lesson what they're teaching us. Lauren actually caused this on herself.
Yeah.
She's scamming, and they're showing us a lot of people out there, a lot of these young girls are scamming wealthy men. And even the guys scam wealthy women too. And they're just, it's vice versa. And they're showing us. And they're saying, don't do that because you will pick the wrong person. And this is what Lauren did. She picked the wrong person. And the reason why that is happening, she have she got a report on him, and she chooses not to use it. You understand? She did a call. When Delicia sprayed him, she chooses, she was in her feelings. So that means she has feelings for that. She likes the fact that he will give her whatever she wants. Hear what she said to Wayne yesterday? She said to Wayne, Dan is fighting for me, but I'm with you. And you're not fighting for me. She did not like the fact that she wanted, when she's forcing Wayne to fight for her. But Wayne already see who she is. By her picking up this, solidify it, said he should stay away from her. Because he said to her, I love my life. And she said, why can't we be together? He says the name, Dan. That's why we can't be together. Go
Yeah.
take care of that. So I'm looking forward to see what she does next. So it's a lot going on there, guys. And trust me, I apologize if we are liking the DV, but it wasn't a DV, trust me. They're just telling a story of a person getting scammed, getting played, and he actually fall for Lauren. And she has feelings for him because of the material things that he could have done for her. But she saw a bigger bag and she went off it because
Correct.
she told Alicia she's going off a Wayne for the bigger bag.
But remember, Dan is broke. He's been using his
Yes,
sister's
he's
money.
broke now, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's true. That's true. All right, sit tight. Let me read some comments. I appreciate that, Sharon reviews. I like that breakdown. I like your breakdown. Let me read some comments. Someone on it. I used to joke about Shayla sleeping with Zeus because of the garage space. Someone says, I used to work for the court system, saw the judge pick up a piece of paper and saw this is your TRO. He then picked up a pen and jammed it through the paper and said, this is a bullet point taken. Someone says Dan is top tier. Someone else says saying Lauren deserves the girl gets is equal. Okay, that's something different. Someone else says, I already read that. Is Lauren truly afraid of Dan? And if so, why invite them to in danger and then tell her you won't call the cops? He'll talk to the listener for looking for Lauren. Okay. Someone else says, and yes, Shayla also with Zeus and one other guy from the gym who came as friends with Mike before she met Anthony. In fact, Shayla has history. Someone says people have different viewpoints based on different experiences. Yes, they do, JDK. That's why I told you what Lauren told me she was trying to tell. It's just she was trying to tell a different story. You know, however, if you got that, then you got that. There's nothing I can do about it. But she wanted to make the story was told because she realized it was not going to be told. If it went to a DV skit, it would not have been told. If I hadn't sat down online and deliberately start saying, all right, people, let me talk us through the skit, you know, people probably would have kind of let it go. And then basically I think they saw as the trajectory come through that, you know, you weren't going to have any hitting or any of that. Someone says, so when he grabbed her by the hair, when was that? Wasn't that DV? When did he grab her by the hair? We didn't see that. And when he said,
that's
I
when
can't
she was
have, you know, one
running.
can
It looked like that he was grabbing her by the hair, and
yeah,
then Delicia sprayed him,
arm.
like he
Yeah, I think
almost
he
caught
grabbed
her.
their arm. I think he grabbed their arm. I don't believe he grabbed
I
her
don't
here, but
remember.
okay. Yeah, I don't see him grabbing her here. But yeah, what do you call that? If you call that, oh, give me one moment. Let's see what's going on here. So let's see if we can get a surveillance on that, because you know me, I have to find out what people are saying. This is what I do, I guess. Give me one moment. Let's see if I can take a look at that you're talking about there. Because didn't see that, but again, hey, why not? Why not? Give me a moment, your friends. Give me one
That's when they
moment.
all ran out the apartment.
Yeah, I don't. I think it was. Hold on. Give me a moment. Let's see. That's when she ran that time. So when Dan was on the ground. Blah 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 blah. Give me one moment, your because you know me. Give me one moment. I'm gonna get it up on the screen. All right. Let's see. Share screen. Da 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 da. When Dan gets up. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So I can freeze the frame if you want me to freeze the frame. I can give the frame frozen. Give me one moment.
That's fine.
Just so you can see what it was. So see, it's okay. So here it is. That's not a grab by the hair. That's him holding onto her arm. Do you see that, Miss Grant? So that's what I was saying. It's like now we're starting to.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not starting to him grab her arm. It's just that it's how it looks based on the shot of the camera. You think he grabbed her by the hair, but he didn't grab her by the hair. Grab her he grabbed her arm. So it's
No
her
grabbing,
arm, but
no touching.
because of how the him try to get her. It's how they have
The
to play the
chase, the
sequence.
chase.
It's just how them have to play the sequence, friends. I don't know how to tell you all this. It's hey, somebody's just theater, friends. I don't know. Like I said, just know what she was trying to tell. She was not trying to tell a DV story. I don't know how else to say it to the audience. That's just not what she was trying to say.
But O'Neill, look at the art of how they are holding on to each other. Look at that art.
Right.
Look at that.
Correct.
You learned that in acting school, how to support each other's bodies. And those is three dominoes, and nobody's falling, but their bodies are arched.
Correct.
Good job.
Correct. And then so they do the spray, and then Dan goes to the ground, and that's about that. So
and his legs in the air. And that I like that part.
Yeah, so that's what they're trying to give it. That's kind of what I was trying to say. But hey, again, friends, if we can have a DV discussion another day, but that's not what they were trying to tell. But hey, I get it as well. You know, it is what it is. The parable shows a sheep top tier storyline development. That's what they're trying to do. They were trying to give you something different outside of the box of the norm of, hey, you know, you're with my man, whatever the deal is. They were trying to flip and give you a different type of storyline. That's basically what they were trying to do. Someone else says, stalking is a form of DV. Look it up. It definitely is. But is not physically hurting her. She lied about that. They are more focused on her lies. That's what they're focused on. Lauren loves the toxicity, and that's why her and Dan did for one another. By the way, I like what you just said, Sharon, of her saying, but hold on, but Dan fought for me. So Wayne, why can't you fight for him? Because that's also important. People miss those pieces of the puzzle. But that's all it really is, friends. That's really what and truly what it was. Let me get more again to those who have experienced DV. Hey, our condolences, not condolences. I guess we're sorry to hear that. However, that's not what the storyline was giving you. They wanted to give you some comedy. Them why you just laugh. Them why you have fun with this crazy dude Dan and him just crazy. That's about it. He's not abusive, but him crazy. That's what they were trying to get you to. If you laughed, you laughed. If you didn't, you didn't. I don't know. Hey, it is what it is. Someone else says, I agree with Sharon. Someone else says, Shayla thinks that she owes Anthony. She checked him about her lying to her mom. Someone says, I'm confused on why Lauren is acting dumbfounded. Like none of this is her fault. Those were the points of the story. Right. It was her saying it's not her fault. That's what they're trying to show you. It was her passing the blame off. It also was showing you how Delicia was enabling her by saying it's not your fault. It's Dan that's crazy.
Yes.
Men are supposed to just let you scam them. That's basically what she said in the lines them. So that's also part of this entire story. It's not your fault, Ashley. Men are supposed to just allow you to take $20,000-$30,000 from them. Why 40 grand? It's not your fault. They should just give it to you. That's what they were showing you. That's what they're trying to pinpoint, so that's the idea of it. All right, let's see. I want Dan to pop up at the podcast. He's just now going to be that kind of guy. All right. Let me get back over to you, One Journey. Now that we've finished the whole dance and saga, we've now put that to rest. Thank you very much, friends, for answering that. I know, we tried to topsy-turvy our way through here. I know, I understand. All right, so let's jump into today. So today we're having the Shayla and Anthony thing, One Journey. I'm going to let you give your take while I get the other clip ready. Yeah, what's going on here? Did you like how Anthony has checked Miss Angelina?
Yes, I've told you guys before that Anthony, he's a villain. He's always been a villain. He is a villain, and he has his villain crew, which is Dan. What is the other one? Ben. Is that his name? Yeah, Dan, Ben. Those three, they're in cahoots together, and yes, Anthony's a villain. He's a shark, and I'm glad that we're finally on his tycoon journey, his origin story, and Denisha's the perfect one to be next to him. And yeah, because they're not afraid of shady deals, and as simple as Dan and Ben comes off, they're not afraid of shady deals either, because I like them. I like villains because they have an arc. They go all the way up. I'm the so wonderful. Then they go all the way down. Then they come right back up again. Like, oh, that doesn't matter. That was in my past. Like that's what Anthony says to Amber. But you forgave me. That meant it is never to be mentioned again or have anything attached to it because you forgave me. So I'm good. I loved it. I loved Angelina in it. I had no issues. I did do a long form video and a short one, so check it out on my channel. But I did like it. I like villains.
Okay. All right, no problem. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get you in here, Anne.
Appreciate you.
Go ahead and Annette, get yourself in here. Do you like the whole idea of Anthony checking Angelina?
I absolutely adored it, to be perfectly honest with you. I think from all the years I've been watching the skits, I believe this may be the first time that Anthony really stood up and was very manly, and I found it quite exciting, to be honest. However, I'm still quite reluctant to believe Anthony's gonna follow through. Maybe it's because of the
Yeah.
history. Because I don't
Okay.
know, that 20,000 keeps ringing in my head. Will he give Shayla the
The
money
20 grand.
for, yeah, for the
Hmm.
baby's party, which he shouldn't, but history has
Yeah.
told us that Anthony does, he'll say one thing one day and then the
Hmm.
following day it'll be a complete turnaround. So I'm still hopeful, but I did appreciate what he did today. He stood up to Shayla as well. I know there's been talk in terms that he didn't do that when he was married, or sorry, while he was with
Hmm.
Amber. And yeah,
Hmm.
that is also a concern. But for some unknown reason, which could be Miss Denisha, she's kind of like giving him the encouragement to literally stand your ground. I'm
Hmm.
not too sure how long that relationship will last, but however, I feel Denisha's been put in Anthony's life to help improve potentially the renewal marriage in regarding the Daltons, and also
Wow.
Dave is there to also
Hmm.
support Amber in changing and being a better woman wife for Anthony. That's just my opinion. I know the Amber super fans might really want to throw daggers at me, but I've got quite thick skin. I'm not a snake though, but I've got thick skin because I live in London and the weather gets very cold at times, so I can manage it. But that's just my
Yes.
take. But well done to Anthony. And you know what? I'm not being funny, no, Neil. Anthony's looking pretty nice these days.
He's
Does
getting
anyone
better.
agree? No, he's looking he's looking manly. His body's like, ooh, pumping up
True.
for some sort of
True.
new action, maybe. However, I
True.
digress. But yeah, I'm happy with Ant. Keep it up. And yeah, because if you don't, all of us here on the panel will be coming for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah,
I hope so.
that's
I
me.
hope so. I appreciate that. No worries, friends. I do see the news kit. Give me a moment. I'm queuing it up for y'all. Shayla tried to check Anthony. I want to get y'all. Give me a little moment here. If I could get if he could get if he could just get past trying to prove he's not the father thing, he would be great. But until then, he's flimsy. Someone else
Okay.
said Shayla made it worse. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it, friends. Give me a little moment here. Anthony
Okay.
was a good guy who got played by Amber and Wayne, and everyone knew the good guy was getting played. That is true. He got played, and everyone
Still
knew
I
he
Yeah.
get
was played.
played.
Nobody said anything. Someone says love. Someone like Anthony just wish that we finally divorce so we can embrace the change. Someone else says Anthony should have had the same energy with Shayla and Angelina when he was with Amber. Yeah, but sometimes people change. Sandra, I'll say this.
Yeah.
Maybe this way. Maybe he needed this. Like you have to see it as a growth in the character, because I feel like
Yeah.
it look, it might be very small growth, but it boy is some growth, because the previous Anthony was just something else. And I spoke on it today, and I'm like, hey, it was really really terrible. But to see him do it, I'm like, well, at least him trying something.
Yeah.
It's just, at least he's not staying pathetic, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, he's not staying
Mhm.
pathetic. He is trying something. You know what I mean? And hey, if you're trying something, always I was going to be like, hey, keep going, keep going, keep trying, keep going. Terian says yes. Sharon review says yes as well. That was your question. Someone says Dan is mad because of Wayne. We'll soon get to that one. Okay. Shamin, go ahead and get yourself in here. Do you like what's going with Aunt so far? Go ahead and get yourself in here.
Okay, for me, yes, standing up to Angelina was good for me, because it's time somebody check Angelina, because she has been
Mm-hmm.
running rampart all the time. But my
Mm-hmm.
thing is that, and Anthony standing up to Angelina now when he should have
Mm-hmm.
been doing that a long time
Yeah.
ago. Angelina scam him out of $13,000 a month
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
for her and Shayla. Why
Mhm.
wasn't he
Mm-hmm.
standing up to her then? Angelina gave him a golden toilet seat. Angelina told him that he took Angelina shopping a whole day, the day before his wife's birthday, and he did not
Mm-hmm.
even remember to even get a rose for his wife. Angelina knows stuff about Anthony that we might not know, because when Anthony was trying to hide his money, Angelina was
Mm-hmm.
coaching him how to do it. My whole thing is that Anthony's doing all of this in front of Denisha, because that's the only way he'll get the pum pum.
Yeah.
Denisha not giving him no pum pum if him not behave so. Him have to
Correct.
behave like him is a man to get the pum pum, because
Yes.
every time him tell Denisha about him, he's a millionaire. How do you want to make love to a millionaire? All he does is talk about his money.
Yeah.
And now him realize when he come yesterday and told Denisha how him stand up to Shayla and tell Shayla blah blah blah. So quick, Denisha fly in the room with him, go give him some pum pum. So him, that is the only way him realize now. That's the only way him can get pum pum from Denisha is to stand up to people.
Correct.
And
So he's in
pretend,
pum pum
not
training?
even stand up, pretend to stand up to people.
So he's in pum pum
Because
training,
he's
Charmin.
only-
That's what you're saying?
I just pum pum flex.
Agree.
Pum pum flex because every time else, look how him start. Denisha get loving all of a sudden because him come tell Denisha, oh, I stand up to Shayla and I told Shayla that I'm not going to give her no 20,000 and boom, him reaching around
Right,
long
Mister.
time gonna get some pum pum. That's the only way him can get pum pum. So him thinks him standing up to Angelina, don't give him some more pum pum today. That is all there is because him Denisha want him to be like a street youth. You know, Denisha was a street girl. And you know, Denisha loved Karis, and Karis was a street youth. That is what Denisha is trying to make Anthony into a street youth because Anthony is a jelly man. But the fact that him a grow a little backbone in terms of standing up to Shayla and Angelina, she reward him with some pum pum. Because all when him tell her say him worth $20 million, and that never ever went to her. She have the plan in her mind because she's a con woman already. But the money never pays her if she keep no pum pum because she knows that regardless if she give pum pum or not, she was going to get the money anyway. But the turn on for her is him standing up to Angelina and she. You remember the day when he was in the apartment and he called Amber and Shayla. See how quick she came back with him? Because at least she kind of peeped saying he might have a little bit of backbone. And that is what is going to keep him in this relationship. Denisha is nothing because the only thing Anthony can tell people, every time Anthony meets somebody and introduce, Denisha can cook. That is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
The only creds Denisha have is Denisha can cook.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Him not talk about.
You think that's the only credit she have?
Else. That's the only thing. That's the only thing him tell that Denisha can cook. Well,
Oh, you mean that's the only thing him tell him?
But that's it.
Oh,
And
that's it.
because him a get like a pum pum now because him a can't try to stand up. So look how him don't stand up to everybody now. Because every time him stand up, him get like a pum pum. That's the reward. He's standing up. So trust
That's
me.
the reward.
I tell you, if I'm here mumbling,
No, it's fine. It's fine. There is a scene doing a Charmin. I'm gonna find the scene
like
for
the
you.
painkiller kicking in.
Here we go.
Painkiller
There is a scene. Let me say this to you. There is a scene with him and Amber, and it looked just as similar to this scene with Denisha, where Amber got turned on as well because he started to stand up. So it's a thing for him where people wants to see him stand up. Like it's been his thing. That's why I say the characters have very similarities. Like when sometimes when I say, oh, this looks similar, I've seen this before with Amber. Anthony have some similar moments too. There's a scene. I'm gonna try to get the scene for you, but no sweat it. Me like that, Shine. Let me drop the new video on you. Go ahead.
1 second, let me answer somebody. Charmaine want Anne for herself so she can rob him blind. Listen, girl, whoever that is, let me just address this. I work from my yard and my knee. Me used to I have been an entrepreneur from my yard and my knee. I've been making
She doesn't
money.
want Anthony
So
friends.
don't
and he's
even
a
go
character.
there. Why you think I want a jellyback man? You know how much man with money me talk to. And me don't want them because I'm a jellyback man. Don't even go there. Me used to in the music business. Me could have talked to artists who make good money.
Yes.
Star boy.
So don't even better go there. Please don't come disrespect me like that.
Look here.
Rub nobody blind.
Leave
you know how much money me
alone,
angle.
chat.
You think you know how much money me angle?
Leave Charmin alone. Leave Charmin alone.
Don't do
Don't do that, friends.
Because
Leave Charmin alone.
I'm not a no robber. Free rob Anthony blind. Come on.
I hope you're leave Charmin alone.
You don't know anything about me. I've been there. Sometimes I count money so till me I'm tired. You talk about money, Rob Anthony.
They must be joking around, Charmin. They must have joking. Friends don't leave Charmin alone and the bad.
No, but even if them are joke, them not put in the word rob. Because when
Yes,
you
don't put in the word robbing, friends.
rob,
The word rob,
that
don't.
is
Yeah, you
not
make
a very good
insinuate.
word.
Yeah, friends, you can't insinuate. The one thing you can't do on the panel is you can't attack the panelists.
If you
make
if
jokes,
if
but
them
just
they
don't
will
attack
say
the
you
panelists. That's all.
for Anthony give some of them money there.
Right.
Me want Anthony
Right,
if
right.
Anthony
Use
give
that,
some of them
right,
money.
use
Them
that,
you don't
but
feel
no.
that way there.
Right.
But when
Don't use the word rob,
don't
friends. The
rob
word
in
rob.
blind, for
Yeah,
me
the word
rob in
rob. The
blind.
word rob.
You
Is,
don't know
the word rob.
nothing about me.
The
You
word
don't know
rob is
nothing
out.
about me. So don't
Please, friends, be
even
respectful.
go
No
there.
robbing, friends. There are no thieves on the panel. Just so you know that.
Exactly. Don't go there. Music when me remember one time I come from England. I may have 40,000 US dollar per me.
What?
I may have to declare it to the custom. And when me reach a Jamaica and the custom said to me, give him the custom paper, and he must say, me have to show him all the contract. What me got. So no, don't even come there. Don't even bother. Me used to represent people like
alone,
me used to dep on road with Baby Sham, Wayne Wonder, Terror Fabulous. Don't even got it. Come talk about Rob. Put my name in and put my name in and no chat, and then you have my name Charmin and then put mine Rob. Me no need to
friends,
rob
remember,
nobody.
yes.
Quite
No,
comfortable
friends.
in my life. Me no need to
robbing,
rob
friends.
nobody, so don't even do that.
No robbing.
No robbing. No robbing, friends. There's no robbing. Unless it's a round robin, basically. You're inviting us to, but no robbing now supposed to be happening. That's what's going on there. So thank you very much for clearing that up for them, Charmin. I appreciate that. Friends, don't know it work already in the chat. Be very, very mindful. Don't personally attack the play jokes, but just don't personally attack the panelists. That's all I would say to you. All right, let me throw this on screen for y'all so y'all have it.
Okay.
Please be with me. I'm trying to change my ways. I'm trying.
Babe, I know this sounds like a broken record, but
You ain't gotta say it.
that woman, it's like 1 minute she's cool, the next minute she's just.
Uh-oh.
My God.
I don't know what that lady thought she was about to do.
But you know I wasn't about to sit there and let her talk to you like that.
No.
Yes, Shayla.
Anthony, really?
Is that what we're doing?
What are we talking about today, Shayla?
Is that what we're doing?
Is that what we're doing, Anthony? Answer the question. Is that what we're doing?
What are you referring to?
Why on earth would you ever fix your lips to disrespect
My mother. I want to know. I need answers. Why? Why did you do that?
No, she came over there with her turkey neck giving issues. No, she does not get to. No, what is wrong with these people? I don't know what is wrong with these people. Did they just lie? Y'all, it's a whole lie. She's telling a whole lie, basically.
I disrespected her?
You disrespected my mother. Yes. Why?
Well, maybe because she came into my house disrespecting me, disrespecting my home, and talking about Denisha, calling her names when she doesn't even know Denisha.
First of all, stop talking to me about Denisha for the last time. I don't care.
To hell with Denisha. I'm talking about you and my mother. Why have you disrespected her?
Is that the kind of man you are? Because a woman disrespected you, then you disrespect her back? Like,
My mother is in the house hurt because of what you have said to her.
I merely told her the truth.
All right, panel. It's Angelina hurt. Let's do this because I'm done. I'm done. No, let me finish your life because Angelina cannot be hurt. Ain't no way. Wanna think? Goddess, me no know. Sharon, Charmian, Ashley.
She not
Wondering,
hurt.
is she hurt?
Of course, the lady is hurt.
She's
What you
so
mean? The lady
hurt. She is
She
so
doesn't have a
hurt.
heart.
She's so heartbroken.
She has feelings too. She's hurt. She's crying.
She's very hurt. You need to get her some Kleenex. She's gonna need a lot of those Kleenex. Because she's
Stop it.
She's
no
very
way.
hurt.
Ain't no way.
Stirring the pot. Stirring the pot.
She hurt. She hurt. What do you think, chat? Is
Never
she
mind.
hurt, chat? Is she hurt?
No.
No.
she's very hurt.
Don't
Our
fight
feelings
me,
is brutal, Anil.
Angelina.
Reach
We
the
don't
What's
care.
that?
nation.
We don't care. We don't care. Go on about your
Let's
business,
keep going.
Angelina.
And
Okay,
sometimes the
Peacock.
truth,
Care.
Shayla.
You said the
Wow,
song,
you,
Ann.
Anthony, you are a piece of work. And another thing, why are you running your mouth to my mom, telling her business? I haven't even told her. Why are you doing that?
Oh, I thought what? What are you referring to?
You thought what? You thought what? Why are you talking about my business to my mother? Why?
Oh,
Right? You told your
Wow,
mother.
common knowledge. Is that Anthony? Like, what? Where are you in your life that you are stooping this low? This is beneath you. I thought. Apparently, it isn't. Because you just out here being messy.
Who's being messy?
Disrespecting mother. Imagine if I would have disrespected your mother. Then what?
Here we go again.
Anthony, I don't want to hear nothing from you but an apology. My mother is in the house with our son, and her feelings are hurt because you tried her.
She's a grown woman. She will get over her feelings being hurt.
She's a grown woman. She'll get over her feelings. You know what, Anthony? Nothing that you do surprises me because you are disgusting. And do not ever fix your to my mother like that again. I'm not.
Do not ever tell your don't tell your mother to come to my house and disrespect any at this. That's what you can tell her.
You disrespected your house. That's your marriage.
Hold on. Before I get into this chat, and I can probably take this one at a time. Does Anthony need to apologize? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
Hell no.
No. I'm saying ready to know. It's a
Lift
no.
up.
no.
She have to lift up on you. Lift up.
Disrespecting
No.
the house.
What kind of apology?
No
Man,
apologies.
Shayla missed something.
Not at all.
No apologies. For what? Shayla and Angelina need to go and sit down.
Look who asked your apology. Miss Delusional.
It's just it's Delulu. It's like I can't
Pepper
believe
girl.
so far she's gone. This is nuts. This is crazy. All right.
Property, and you got her son.
I can get real disrespectful.
It was you. You don't need to be any more if you get
birthday party to drop down $1,000.
you know what?
That's what it
play
should
with
be.
somebody else. Play with
I'm playing with you, and I play for keeps. So just know that. All right. It's down. It's down to 6, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, you down to 2. You down to 2.
Yeah, Anthony. Anthony, you're a bad man today. What?
Yes. Yes.
Go on with it,
I
Anthony.
love it. I love that. And you should drop it down to that.
Trust me.
Go on,
Anthony,
I
Anthony.
love that.
What? 2,000 or 3,000?
O'Neil, you have to lick the rhythm. You have to lick the rhythm one
Lick the
time.
rhythm.
Lick the rhythm one time.
Knock it. What a rhythm, man. Knock it ready.
We don't mind. We don't. Shaman, if we have to celebrate that moment, that's so it go.
Anthony's not an action man. Bagamo.
Shaman, if we have to celebrate that moment, that's so it go.
Make me rejoice.
That's so it go.
Knock it again,
When
O'Neil.
it come to
You see, Denisha,
You
sit
knock
down
it
there
again?
and surf.
Yes, knock it again.
Knock it again, O'Neil. Knock it again,
Knock
O'Neil.
it again.
One more time.
Knock it, knock it. Knock it,
Go on with it, Anthony. Bad man, Anthony.
knock it.
Bad man,
we do not mind Shaman. If that's all we've got for today, we will take it. Because in Scotland, everybody change.
But
Everybody
he
change
should
every
be
2
doing this,
seconds.
you see? When you set a precedent, last year he gave her 15,000. What does he expect her to do this year? He was the one who gave her 15,000 last year.
That is
Well,
true.
that's right. Well,
He
that's
never
right.
went tell her
You are
no
right.
last year. He
You
gave
are
her
right, Shamin.
15,000
But
off
at
the bat.
least
I
him a
don't
try.
even think Amber know what the party cost last year because he did not
Yeah.
tell her.
Yeah, he didn't tell her.
All he did, he
He
told
never did he tell
Shayla that the only
No, he
meeting
didn't.
Amber has to attend. That was the bargain him do with Shayla. Amber has to attend. He never ever tell Amber what the party cost. So and he gave her the money no nothing. Just give her the money.
So
So
I'm
this
saying.
year he's going to make it look like he set the precedent last year. He should not have
So you have
given
to
it back
try better
last year.
this year, Shamin. You have to try.
Yes,
Whenever
he
time you
has
have
to
to try, you have to
self-correct.
try.
Ball game, different
So
ball
that
game.
is
I
what
just
I'm
saw it go,
saying. So
Shamin.
he's coming
communicate.
now like him never do
Maybe.
something wrong last year. You can't
He
let the heart
knows he
go through
did.
the
No,
gate
no,
and
no.
a
He
close
knows
it.
he did.
So what you
Yeah.
do?
No, man,
Closing the
Shamin. Him
gate
know.
after
Him
the
know him
heart's
did.
gone through it.
Yeah, him know him did the wrong thing last year because he told Denisha what he did last year. And then Denisha said, but Anthony, that sounds like you're gonna be increasing each and every year. So basically him realizing himself. Listen, whenever you get the lesson, as long as it's a lesson, I prefer you get the lesson and not take it. So in other words, if you're a fool for somebody last year and this year you come in and you can correct yourself, I prefer that you actually correct yourself than you keep being
Yeah,
a
correct
fool.
yourself.
That's all I can say to it. So you can't really blame him for that, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. As long as him correcting himself and not being a fool anymore, then hey, it is what it is. You know,
It is.
it is what it is. But if just if you want us to get back in, so you can see when him count down our little money because the countdown.
All right.
Or this, if you get
birthday party to drop down to $3,000.
you know what, play with somebody else. Play with.
I'm playing with you, and I play for keeps. So just know that. All right. All right. It's down to 6, 5,
Oh,
4, 3,
3, 2,
Woo! Down to 2.
1.
Down to 2.
All right, Ann. But
Good.
Anthony, the only thing
Nice.
is you're
My
still
goodness.
paying her rent.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
You're still
You know,
paying her
paying her
rent.
rent.
One thing,
That's
one
true.
thing at a
You.
time.
And she's not even humble about it. She
Mm.
expects it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
very
mean.
entitled.
The entitlement.
It's what it
That's
is.
the
It's the
problem I
entitlement.
have
It's
with
there.
it.
It is there.
Mhm.
The entitlement. But
Me not
O'Neil,
listen. Me not disagree with you. Listen to me, Shamin. Let me say, I don't disagree that he never set a precedent last year. Now, but what I will say is, and that's what I said, I like whatever Denisha is doing for the little pum pum training, which
Yes.
at least he's trying. Cause good God,
He's trying.
Shamin, you know,
Yes.
he was hard to. Let me tell you something about men watching him, Shamin. He's hard to watch.
Mhm.
As a man watching Anthony, it's hard to watch him because he like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, him come like Mike that I refuse now to watch because I refuse to watch Mike.
Correct.
Mm.
Me too.
Me too.
Refuse to watch him.
I refuse to watch Mike because it
Refuse.
now
What
gets
about
to a level
Kendrick?
where it not
Kendrick.
even refuse.
Oh, gosh.
That is worse. Oh.
Refuse.
Mm.
Give me the name, I'm gonna tell him refuse to watch
Terry.
because no,
Terry.
refuse.
Oh, gosh.
I've been start watching Terry. Then
That's what I mean.
But I
So,
watch it, though.
at
I
least
watch
me get something. I get at least something.
Charles.
Oh, yeah.
Refuse.
Charles, nope. Nope.
Charles too.
Funny thing is,
They're-
Charmin,
all
funny
the
thing is-
storylines are similar.
Correct.
If you look at them.
The funny thing is this. Me at least watch Dave because every now and again Dave will at least put up a little boundary or a little
Yes.
fight. So I don't mind watching that because at least it look like, you know what I mean, it's a man, turn up like a man to an extent. Him doing little things, but hey, every now and again him will ask Amber a question, but Amber, what happened to this? Or what happened to that? Cause you know, O'Neil, I like to see those little things. The man them just make any little thing. The woman say, "Oh, okay, 50,000, 100,000, 1 million, yeah, sure, 2 million, 3 million." It's like, wait, what? That's not how men operate. Some refuse to watch that. So even if I get even this for 2 or 3 skits, good gosh, it's better than nothing. Like when Wayne said no to that, it actually could have like yes. Don't just make it look like this baby is okay or it's fine or whatever it is. So I'm
Correct.
just telling you. When the man them see these things, we at least, you know, we feel at least a little bit like a hope. Like we have a little bit of hope in Skitland. A little hope, a tiny bit. You know what I mean? Like a tiny bit of hope. But no worries. Let me get Ashley here because Ashley, you were supposed to go next. Go ahead, Ashley, jump in here. You see the skit just now where you like, where you don't like. Go ahead and talk with Anthony and Angelina.
Well, first of all, I love what I saw today with Anthony. He definitely proved us wrong because I definitely thought he was going to be a simp. I still think he's a simp, but he's growing a little bit. I guess we can say that. I loved it. We were looking for this for a whole year or two, and it's finally come.
Yes.
I will say we all know he has not changed though. He has not. you know, and it shouldn't take a person to get you to change. You should want to change for yourself. And Denisha should not be that motivation. You should be, the motivation should have been, you know, what he didn't do for his wife. And to me, I would say this was hard for me to watch. I was very disappointed because I wish he did this for his wife. That's why I was disappointed. I loved seeing it, but I was very disappointed at the same time. Because if he had just stood up for Amber, even in front of Darren, I would have started looking at Anthony very differently, you know. So, you know, I did love what I saw today, but you know, I just wish he just had that same energy in his marriage.
Yeah, he doesn't like Amber. Doesn't like her.
You know,
I
want to say that I think he resents her a lot for what he did with Wayne. And I think that's something he needs to deal with. He needs to seek some counseling when it comes to that. He still resents her till this day. So that's something he definitely has to deal with. You know, and I think that's why in his own way, maybe he allowed Angelina, allowed Shayla, allowed people like Darren to disrespect her because he has not gotten over what she had did to him with Wayne.
But didn't Anthony start before? Anthony already started having an affair with Shayla before he found out about Wayne.
That is true. That's true.
So he was already a dark side man. Right? So,
yes,
but this dark side man.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's fine.
And I was about to say, Anthony's story is very tricky because what people also don't see is the setup of Anthony's story. Yes, he was having a relationship with Shayla before. What they haven't seen, and that's why I said you have to basically use Shayla as like a big thing in there because Shayla deliberately made sure Anthony stepped to use that if he didn't do what she wanted him to do. If that makes sense, it was almost like it's almost like she basically blackmailed him to make sure he kept with her. Now, as time went by, don't get me wrong, as time went by, Anthony conformed to it and do his own thing. I'm not saying Anthony don't have a part to play in it, but there is indeed a setup to it. Because even when Anthony tried to end some of the foolishness with Shayla, she would tell him, well, this one should probably just use some amber line or whatever it is. Oh, well, you know why this happened? Well, you know why that happened? And should just consistently, like, basically eat at his mind. Well, that's what the Wayne thing came up. Because he basically told her it was like the last time. And she's like, okay, well, since you think Amber's so perfect, did you know that Amber do all of this? That's when Anthony went off the rail. So if people don't talk with it from that, then it looked like him just go after this girl. Like he was just horny and went after this girl. And it was fully that. They were showing you. And that's why I said they were showing you how Shayla basically infiltrated the two of them. Let's just put it that way. She infiltrated both of them. Sit tight. Let me read the super chat. I want to answer you on something, Ashley. What do you all think might happen once Anthony, Darren, Ben stuff come up because the Michelle husband have information on them? I'm not sure. Give me one moment. I'm gonna answer that. Give me one moment. I'm not sure. Actually, I wanted to answer something for you. Sometimes a person can be in a marriage and them don't figure it out the first time around, and the second time them getting out of the marriage is like they start to see things they didn't see before. That's one thing. So it may be that what Anthony's going through is like that. If you have to basically self-report to an extent. I was married before. A lot of things I see now I didn't see then. It's just like you don't, I mean, you don't see all of that stuff, and then you start like, oh wow, that's so terrible, I mean, I kind of really just wasn't even paying attention. I never cared. Just never really cared. But you're just kind of just going through the motion. But then as time go by, and then when that relationship done, and you finish all of that, then you're like, okay, so I see. Oh, so I mean, we probably have to pay attention to this. So if she says she want to go, yeah, so I'm never gonna go there. So with her, okay, I guess I have to do this because it means this. I'll have to do that because it means that. Then you start realizing, okay, things mean that. No, these things happen if you really want to change. Let me put that in there, because you have some man who might go 3 and 4 marriage and are the same man, or the same woman transferring to the marriages because they haven't reflected on the previous marriage. That's why O'Neal is so big on, I want Amber to do counseling, because I think some of the patterns are there. But There are some that she notices. Like, for example, you remember the one when she didn't cook anything for Dave and she said, how could I be so stupid not realizing that? That's a realization moment. And I love that moment for Amber. Like she realized that, oh wow, I'm so blinded by me. I'm trying to do this that I'm not focusing on that. And that can cause an issue. So I think the two of them going through that, you know what I mean? Like the both of them, I would say the both of them need a whole lot of therapy and counseling, because I think they need to work on whatever they didn't do right. Like, she doing let me not let the friends infiltrate too much thing to an extent. No, of course, Ernestine is there, so I'm kind of still very weary, right? But to an extent, she's trying, to an extent, and I'll give her credit for that. Because at least Shayla not fully their own, you know what I mean? And at least the other girls are not fully around, you know what I mean? Like, you them fully around. No, them coming in the office, so let's see how that works. And, you know, her trip on the other parts interfere with it. But I just wanted to show you how sometimes you don't see it until, like, you know what I mean? You go to the next one. Oh, okay, it makes sense. This makes sense. I think Anthony's seeing some of that because, you see, the good thing is that Denisha is holding him accountable to do it. Now, if another girl came in like Amber and didn't do that, it would have been the same Anthony. If she was the same like Anthony, where she just, like Amber, where she never really cared. But Denisha said, no. Oh, no. You're going to change that. You're going to change. You're going to change. So no, him have to decide, well, am I going to change these things? And like Charmaine say, get some pum-pum, or am I not going to change it? And then guess what? No, I'm going to get some pum-pum. No, I get whatever else it is. So it some of the times, a man, I will say this for men, some of the time you need that. I'm going to be honest. Some of the time you need that. Some of the time you need a woman to tell you, no, O'Neal, don't, try that. No, because you sometimes just cannot see it as quickly. You know, your brain so much on, let me go work, let me make some money, let me whatever it is. Man, just think very one-dimensional, and we're thinking, make money. We're thinking we need to have enough money, and they have enough money, then you have this. But a woman sometimes slow you down. She says, no, man, remember you need to care for yourself. Sometimes you need to slow down. Sometimes you need to take a little break. She have to force you for kind of get, and I've had my own, wife do that with me. Like, hey, you're gonna give a break today. Literally, I had to, that's when remember to give it a break, or else I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I'm just showing you how, how like a woman can really help you. I don't want it look like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I say her contribution is very intangible. Denisha is very intangible, but you won't. It's just a look fair if you go to a business and to do all of that. Then yeah, sure, hey, that's you're looking for. But that's not what a man like Anthony is looking for. Him want a lady that I can hold him and I can hold him feet to the fire. And guess what she's doing? Holding his feet to the fire.
Yep.
20,000 for the party, way too much. Not that she's saying I don't want you to spend on Kai, but it's ridiculous. And it is ridiculous. We know it's ridiculous. What do you mean?
Right.
20 grand, come on now. What are you going to spend on? So that's how like a woman can, you know what I mean, like, help you out. And so I want to acknowledge that, because I know a woman not understand how men look at this some of the time. I wanted to make sure I pinpoint that to you. That's all.
And
you want to add to it one journey? Go ahead. Sure. You wanted to add?
Yes. I understand all when when the Kardashians and all those other people with the big giant expensive parties, and Wayne with his introduction to Wayne's World and things like that, but she can't pay her rent like Denisha told her mom. And she has no, I don't know why she can't pay her rent. Did Anthony stop the $10,000 a month? Did something happen with that? Because Iman said that he's got it.
Gives her money. I think he still gives her mony. We just don't really know how much.
Wouldn't the $10,000 a month pay her rent?
Yeah, but Shayla just entitled.
Greedy.
That's basically what it is.
She's just
a
greedy
woman, and that's what Denisha is trying to tell him, bro. It's like you just make them just run over your stop now.
Yes, yes. And she said you stood up for yourself today.
Yeah, that's what, give me like a little, some brownie points. Terry, I'm gonna get you in here. Give me a moment. Let me read some comments.
Thank you.
The chat in. That's right, Candy. Anthony has envelopes of money he's been spending. Someone else says Anthony doesn't remind me of an alpha man. He needs a strong woman to be by his side. Someone who speaks her mind, who is not afraid to stand. That's like what I think he's gonna need. Candida, I think when people say money is hidden, they get the wrong concept. When in fact it's moving like coin, gold, etc. Yeah, you can actually move money like that as well. Someone says correct. Someone says every woman but Roe saw dollar signs when they saw Anthony's house. That's correct. Someone says he really has he really changed? He has traded Angelina for another one. Denisha's mom is coming just for time. Maybe she is, but I'm just saying there. At least I'm tell her, I said, at least okay. Here's what I liked about him is fatal. I'm gonna show you some I like. It was a very good line. There was a scene where Anthony ask Denisha what should he do in regards to like the divorce thing with the Amber stuff. And Denisha says, and it's a very good line. Denisha says, you need to do what you always do. You're a businessman. That's what you are. You need to do it your way. I want you to take me out of what you're doing. I love that line because that's what I would have told a woman if she get divorced. No, let me get in your way of what you're trying. No, if I'm doing which is giving her umpteens of millions, then I'm going to demand lots of you. But if I'm not giving you that, then it is unfair for me to be telling you how to proceed with your proceedings. Does that make sense? It's unfair. Unless I give you some asset that you can say, all right, I can walk off and I don't feel anywhere at all. If I'm not giving you that, which Denisha is not giving him any assets, then hey, you need to do it the way you need to do it because she does not want that smoke on her if something goes wrong. Why you give Amber whatever it is, and then later down the road they say, see, because men will blame the woman name. I'll say, well, see, because of the same woman, me give away, what it is. I gave away whatever percentage. You don't want that to happen to you. So I like that. But again, hey, to each one with it. You know what I mean? O'Neal, did you see the skit where the cop met with Zeus? I had a feeling that Tamir and Dee is going to reunite, and that's why I think that her and Wayne is getting back together. Interesting. Someone says, if Shayla catches Anthony without Denisha around, she will fold him like a pretzel. Someone else says, I think the Amber character represents women who get caught up in the idea of how men and women should be in relationships versus loving the actual person as they are. I love this, Squalo. This is a very good point of view. I like this. I like that. Women use their feminine wild all the time. Denisha is no different. All right, no problem. Someone else says there is. I just wanted to kind of pinpoint, Natasha, how and as time goes by, the more money a man get, the less your money value because him know him not get your money. Let me tell you straight off of the cuff. Him know him not get your money. You're not gonna spend it. You know what I mean? You're generally not trying to spend it. The more money he makes, him know the more I'm going to have to spend. So he looks for other intangibles. Do you take care of him? Do tell him good things when what I mean? Right. That's what he cares about. He don't care about the other pieces. So Amber going to work and close deals means nothing to him because he doesn't want her money. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want her money. So if some women get that, then you'll understand how to deal with some men. But if you don't, ever think that you going to work and go making 6 figures mean anything? That don't mean nothing. It's just your money. We don't want the money from what you have going on. It says these 3 men need to lose something. Darren has started with Lisa. Someone else says Anthony doesn't want a failed relationship and he realizes some of the same things Denisha is complaining about. Yes, that I believe. A lot of what Denisha is saying, remember that Amber had the same problems. Amber had the same problem with Angelina. She had the same problem with Shayla. She had the same problem with how this was going on. That was happening. She was seeing these problems. I think that those are in there. That's why I'm saying sometimes somebody have to pinpoint it to you. Mommy with the super chat. Mommy says Anthony must stop leading with money in his relationship. Let them love you for you. Someone says Andy giving up. Kountry Wayne even said the marriage is over. Someone says Denisha's mother is coming to check Angelina, possibly. Someone says, I say Zeus is Kai's father. Someone says O'Neal. Meanwhile, Wolfman Davis pressuring Amber to quicken her divorce, but Amber worshippers are not talking about that because of the obsession with the Anthony character. The only thing I will say to this error is that, again, the only reason why I will say that, and it have a two-prong point, and I'm going to let it go and I'm going to give it to Terry. This one have a two-prong point. Yes, the problem is that Dave is saying, I've given you these assets and you are asking for them, or you are insinuating you wanted them, so I'm expecting you to leave. However, there is also the notion of saying, well, the truth of the matter is, Dave, you should have known better as well too. You should protect yourself too. So I see both sides of the argument, if that makes sense. Both you, Miss Ashley, and both you, Ashley and Goddess has like I said, I've been talking about this on my videos, and I've been crediting that. Yeah, you say, well, hey, Dave, go time we go buy the house, and him should know better as well too. So I do give you that, and so I can negate that from the point of itself. So I guess I can see both sides. Terry, I'm gonna drop you in here. Talk to me about this Anthony thing. Let's get to you, and then we'll get to Goddess after.
Well, Anthony, Mr. Dalton, I told you, O'Neill, that Denisha is going to make him develop the manhood. You see it come now? You see it coming, right? And everybody is talking about Denisha and her lobster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let us look at the benefits what lobster brings to the body. It's high in protein.
Yes.
It boosts the brain and the nervous system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
what does protein does for our body? Protein help us to focus more, makes better decisions,
Yes.
be on the alert. And we see Anthony, the lobster has done a great thing. The lobster is not a bad thing, because now we see Anthony now is making a boost. And I am not for the adultery part of it. You guys know that.
As we all are. As we all are. We
Not
know.
for it at
Trust me, we
all.
have to keep saying to
But
people.
however, Denisha is the woman that she structures her life with certain things. When people, they said she was a scammer with Paris and whatever the case be. Yes, okay. But she not in that present situation. She in this situation now. Until I see her scam Anthony, then me say, yes, she's a scammer. But the present time now, me not see her as scam Anthony. Me think she's more there. As I said, she's going to teach him a lot of things. And the boundaries that she's having him set now, it's a good thing for him, right? Because why? The part that he wears that shirt today that says God has a plan, and we knows that the plan is good and not evil. We see that Shayla and her mother has to go, and they can't be a part of that plan.
True.
Yeah.
They cannot be a part of that plan.
I like that.
So when the next time when the next person he gets, he's going to be more of a man, because situation causes us as people to be better.
True.
We make wrong choices when we are teenagers, and as we grow, we learn to make better choices. And Anthony paid the money last year for Shayla, because him and Amber was in a rocky place, just trying to get back each other. So the communication wasn't there as fully. However, this year now he's in a different space, and we see a different challenges come up. So when Anthony was a weak man 2 weeks ago, everybody, Anthony, you need to develop a backbone, Now him get 1 ounce, the left, one ball's raised a little bit bigger, and they must say, oh, he's this, he's that. You want him progress, or you don't want him progress? For me, I want to see him elevate and stand up, because Shayla and her mother been taking him for a ride too long.
Too long.
Too long they've been taking him for a ride. They abuse him here, they abuse him there. The day when me see Shayla kick him in the bottom, I say, oh my God. How can this be? And it's a lot of things Angelina has done. But the bottom line is Shayla is behaving like this. It's because the delusion is not activating as how she thought it would, because she thought she would be Mrs. Dalton, even though Amber is out of the house. She thought she would be that one.
Yeah.
So because she's not that one, she's going to make everybody else's life miserable. Again, she will not be Mrs. Dalton. But we'll see. We know she's not going to be Mrs. Dalton. But again, I'm glad that he was able. If I even today, I'm going to rejoice in it. I don't know what tomorrow will bring with him, but today I'm going to embrace the standing up for himself today.
Yeah.
And for Angelina as another mother to call somebody else's daughter, this come off the bucket. But before them always say, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. Because your daughter was at the bottom of the barrel when she picked up Anthony, because he was still married when she picked him up.
True.
He was married when her daughter picked him up. Actively married. Exactly.
Actively.
So therefore, you know, again, we'll see what it brings with her. If Denisha only wants Anthony for money, let that play out and we'll see what it is and we'll take it for what it is. But when him count down, me did I go say Happy New Year, because now she down to what, $3,000?
2,000 down to 2.
I hope him stick to it.
I hope he sticks to it.
I hope him stick to it, may I tell you, because the entitlement, me not like it. But that's all I gotta say. But listen, my friend is getting good protein to make better decisions.
Stronger for longer, eh?
Listen, you see the power of money? Because after he said that, he told her that he's a millionaire. And she said to him, I'll show you better than how. And you see the power of money?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Appreciate that, Terry. Sit tight, sit tight.
Thank
Goddess,
you.
I'm coming to you. Give me one moment. Mommy says, Panel, why is Shayla keeping her breakup from her mom? Goddess, hold on to this question. I'm going to let you answer this question. Someone says, I wanted to answer this question in the chat. Them say, O'Neal, I don't think you're seeing through the Denisha character. O'Neal, I don't think you're seeing through it. Here's what I'm saying to you, Carolyn. I want you to understand. Carl, here's what I want you to understand. Even if Denisha is trying to scam Anthony, the point is he needs the lesson. So it doesn't matter how the lesson come. You know? That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Sometimes whomever is going to give you a lesson, this is what I'm learning in my lifetime, right? Like I've had you have some girl and them cool, and then you have a girl that's crazy, but she give you a lesson. No, it's either you're going to take the lesson or you're not going to take the lesson and you're going back in the same position again. So my take is that Denisha is teaching Anthony a lesson, and the lesson he's getting is you're too free. You're just way too free. I want to show you something today that I think was very symbolic. I don't know if it's going to hold, but let me see. I want to show you this. So I'm deliberately holding on to Denisha, and I want to show you him walking inside, right, and closing the door. You know, him close the door. It has a meaning.
Yes.
Right.
Shut them out.
Yeah.
I saw the door closing as being symbolic that yes, finally, them close the door on them again.
Yeah.
Just like Amber had shut the door upon Shayla, then she opened it back to her again and she go back in again.
Yeah.
So Denisha is standing 10 toes saying, I'm going to keep the door shut on these people. Because Angelina now come over there, keep the door shut on them. If that are the only lesson Anthony learned and him lose 10, 20,000, hey, it's not worth it. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. It's just, it's worth it. Hey, get rid of the woman. You know what I mean? Get rid of, find a way to do whatever it is. They should bring up certain things. Hey, so what we're doing? We're going to court. What we're doing? We're going to do whatever it is. You didn't do a legitimation. At least those things are coming up.
Yeah.
Because hey, you can't say the woman didn't tell you. And again, I want to give women credit. When they give a man the real, it's up to me, the man, to act on said information. If I don't act on the information, guess what? I can't say it, tell me. That's all I can say. You would have been able to walk away and say, oh, well, I told O'Neal and he never listened. It's me. It's me. It's not you, because you saw it and did something about it. Just like if I see you going through something and I didn't tell you, I would feel bad knowing that you go through the same thing and I never said to you, you know what, God, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should do this. I would feel bad knowing I did not tell you. I never state to you that, hey, I don't think you should do this. I feel like I have information for you and I never gave it to you. That's what I feel. But nonetheless, Goddess, go ahead and you can answer Mommy's question and you can get your piece on Anthony. Mommy says, Why is Shayla keeping the breakup from her mom, which is interesting?
Because she's embarrassed. She don't want her mom to say, "I told you so." Because her mom never really didn't like Iman for her anyway, so she don't want the embarrassment to go through all that. The lecture, he been with different women, so.
But
Yeah,
Anthony just
she don't want.
snitched. Anthony snitched
Yeah,
today.
but she needed to know. I mean, he's not paying her bills anymore. He cut her off. So, yeah, it's not good. And with the Anthony, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Anthony. He need to keep that momentum up. I think Denisha is good for him because she is showing him and how to establish boundaries, and that Shayla can't take advantage of him anymore. $20,000 for a party? No way. So she's showing him how to be a better man. And unfortunately, Amber didn't endure all this, but I believe Denisha will. He's putting his foot down. What woman wouldn't be attracted to that? That's hot. And so, Denisha, she's doing her thing. She's it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
It's not right. I don't approve the adultery. I don't approve of that. But
trust me, we know.
What he's getting out of it, what he's getting out of it is good. And they have better communication, because anything that happens out there, he comes to her and talk to her about it.
They're talking.
And they yeah, which he never had that with Amber, unfortunately, So he's learning a lot. He's doing a lot. He's becoming a better man, I believe. Got to give him credit, And today is a good day for him. Yes.
Give him credit.
And I like the symbolic of the closing of the door, because he's letting the toxicity out and the people who were causing him issues, which is Angelina and Shayla. And he's not letting them get to him anymore.
No.
So,
yes,
that's a good
thing. You know what? You're right. You're right, because he's not as triggered as before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He knows how to handle them now. He knows he's putting his foot down. He knows how to handle them. He's not getting taken in. Angelina can't talk him in his ear anymore. She can't get to him anymore. That's why, if you notice, he said, "Don't talk about my mother." He's not going to go there, because she was trying to do that matriarchal thing, and he didn't fall for it. He's like, nope. He stopped it right there. He said, "No, don't talk about my mother. We're not doing that." So he's catching on what to do, what he didn't do before. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see him.
I know me like your point of views. I didn't even look that deep, but see, that's why the panel is always so great when I watch a panel. That's why I love y'all on the panel, because y'all always give me different viewpoints, and always good to listen to y'all as I go on. I'm reading some comments. Sharon, this is gonna be your comment. What do you think might happen once the Anthony Darren Ben stuff comes up? Because Michelle's husband, who have the information on all of them, what does she have though? Go ahead, Sharon. I'm gonna let you just attack the question. It's right on your screen. What do you think? And then give me your Anthony reference. Are you mute, Sharon?
Okay, I'm muted. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I was really happy when I saw that skit this morning. Meaning, he told his wife, "I need you to go to the bank to get a business loan. That thumb drive that I have has information on it. And we're going to come into some money. So when I get that money, I'm going to give you that money. So you put it together and you get your own real estate firm." That's what he said to her. So now, when I heard he says, "Ben, we already know he gave Abigail 250,000 in the investment there." And then Michelle's husband says his client need to know what he's actually doing with their money. And I says, "Well, I love that." And then he calls Darren name and Anthony name, what they're doing. So it's not like says Anthony isn't aware of what's going on. So right now I'm looking forward to that plot twist, and it symbolized today when I saw Anthony wearing that t-shirt when Angelina went over to see Anthony. And I zoom in today and I take a screenshot. I was on the way to the doctor. I have a specialist appointment. And I did that. And I told my daughter, I'm going live. I don't want the music in the car because whenever I want to go live, they're playing music. And they says, whatever. So when I saw that, I said, okay. So God has a plan going to activate. Anthony prayed. I would rather lose this house, lose the money, and get back my wife. And it looks like Charmaine, your ears must be ringing like crazy today because I said,
Charmin.
yeah, Charmaine. Charmaine said right
Okay.
here on this, on our moderator live, says they're tearing down this marriage, they're breaking it down, bulldozing it down, and they're going to build it back. And Anthony is going to have a Job moment. And I think that's the plot twist going to come around. Yes, Denisha is in there to teach Anthony, as Terian says, a lesson. He's learning. And I'm really happy to see this with Anthony because when Amber leave that door open, they could have let the Daltons come together and be the power couple that we were asking for. And they chooses now to destroy them, right? So now it all ties in when I'm looking at it. And I'm here saying, wow. So I'm looking forward to see, will Anthony give Michelle husband, because I don't know his name, so I'm saying Michelle husband.
Jay.
Oh, Jay, the 10% because he said to Amber, I learned what you teach. I learned from you. You said to me, don't give more or less, give what I would give to God. And do you want me to give you more than what I would give to God, the 10%? So I'm looking forward to see. And another thing we saw in the skit is that he said to Amber that day, and we have to pick up that nugget. He says, I do things that you're not even aware of.
Who said that?
So
Who said
that was a nugget there, guys. So, and he says, you're not privileged. You weren't aware of, I'm just paraphrasing, what I did to get this money. And then it's before I even met you. And you want me to give you 50%? Are you crazy? So now they're tying everything in. You know what I mean? So now they didn't finish with the storyline. We haven't seen a mediation. We hear Anthony says that day to her, oh, I'm so happy. Mrs. Dalton, good news for Mr. Dalton. That was a nugget also, right? So I'm looking forward to see this happening. And a lot of people says, I asked on my live, is Daniel a good friend? Is a friend to Michelle? Michelle is actually a good friend. When you read it, she didn't even know Amber. And she told Amber about what Anthony did. And she almost lose her job. Now she lose her job here because she go open her mouth to the client with Ben. So she have this information about Ben and Gabriel. She knows her friend doesn't know, and she wants to tell her friend. But the husband says, when I get this in place, then you can have free reign. But for now, keep it on the down low. And I am not for scamming or anything bad, but because of Anthony, Darren, and Ben, I'm dying to find out what did they do. So my question to the audience is, was Charmaine correct when she says Anthony was a scammer? He came in with says he have 30 million, and then when time to invest, he only have 3 million, right, Charmaine? So I am here wondering, I just looking forward to see how that storyline going to commingle with God as a plan. So I'm happy that Anthony is actually changing. And I'm also looking forward to see Amber change too, because I haven't seen any improvement in Amber character as yet. She have a
liquor as well.
Okay. If you say
So I'll tell you where. So I'll tell you where. Just an idea. It's like I said, it okay. She gave me one self-realization. Them give us a self-realization shot. Like I said with the food.
Oh yes, the cooking.
Because she finally picked up. Like, oh, whoa, I wasn't looking at this with Anthony, but I'm doing this now. That's a moment, and I can't take it from her. So that's a moment of her realizing, hey, I may not be focusing on the man, and I'm only focusing on myself. I'm being maybe a little bit selfish, but just want to put that in.
Yeah, and she said she was worrying about the wrong thing. because she's worrying about what is he gonna think about her past. What I would love to see Amber does, instead of worrying and talking to Ernestine, if you notice, yes, Anthony talks to Wayne, but he also talks to Denisha. And Ashley, I totally agree with you. I agree with everybody on the panel. I am upset at him too, because Anthony could have done all of these things with Amber because she said it, but the problem was she wasn't assertive with it. Denisha is more assertive in what she's doing. And when she says no, when he's not doing the right thing, as Charmaine says, I tell you, I agree with you guys. Denisha says, not tonight. Not tonight. As Charmaine would say, she pronounced the T. So now Anthony realized, if I do this, I will get some cookie. You understand? So now I am really happy. I know we're joking, but seriously, we're seeing that Anthony has it in him to do right by whoever he's with. So so it is really good. I hope it's sustainable. Let's see if tomorrow he is going to give Shayla the 5 to 7,000, but right now it gone down to what, 20,000, what, 2,000?
2,000. 2,000.
2,000, gone down to 2,000. So let's see if he will stand on his word and let it be 2,000. You understand? So now with the Ben and Darren them situation and Jay blackmailing them, we will see what happened. But I'm looking forward to see how the story unfolds. It is very interesting. And I'm here dying to find out what is in that envelope for Dave. And I hope it is given. And another thing, Danielle dropped another nugget. Danielle dropped today. She says to Denisha, you're an adulterer. So there's a many. And remember what Dave mom says to Amber, to her own son, you're a thief and a robber. But she also said to Amber, did God tell you it was over?
Oh.
So you guys have to remember the t-shirt has on God has a plan, and at the back it has on God has a plan. You know what I mean? And we always keep saying God has a plan, trust the process. You understand? So at the end of the day, everything is gonna unfold. I think they're gonna do a very nice twist, and nobody's gonna see that coming. But of course, we are not the writer, but guys, I think the Daltons eventually gonna get back together.
Yep.
Okay.
Who is
All
gonna
right,
save
like
who?
that.
Will Amber
No
save
problem.
Will Amber save Anthony? Or will it be Anthony that save Amber? Let's see how it plays out. But there's a lot of twists because Evelyn dad loves Dave and he calls him a son. He does not like Steve. There is a lot of stuff going on, guys, and I can't wait to review it. I can't wait to sink my teeth in it because it's getting juicy.
Let's get to it. I like that. I like the different plays that you give. This is a good live. It's actually a very good night. All right, sit tight. Let me read some comments first. Someone says it will be $500 tomorrow and the Harvest food gift card. So they're saying that they're going down to $500 for Shayla because the rate is going right now. Denisha does not make him feel less than. She puts him in check respectfully. That is also true. So how you check a man is different from, you know what I mean? Like you're not just talking down to him or talking at him, but you're basically talking with him. Someone says Amber continuously emasculates Anthony, Denisha doesn't. It's true. Someone says Amber is afraid to upset the apple cart. She has not forgiven herself for a lot of things. And the way that was indecision. Fair enough. He definitely grabbed her. I don't play with men grabbing men for circumstance. So that was with Dan. Someone says, remember, Amber wasn't giving Anthony any sex and him have a beggar. Someone else says Denise called ladies from Louisville. Time to show Shayla and flat top how life goes. So they basically want Shayla to be mollywopped. People have been coming for that, but hey, I don't know if they're going to do it. Someone says the flash drive from what we're shown clients, which includes business transaction among Ben, Darren, and Anthony. But the plan Michelle's husband has in mind would not be executed in his favor. Someone else says Michelle is not the person. Don't get it twisted. Someone else says stop operating in pride. People can feel however they want to feel watching the skits. Operating in pride. We can feel they want to feel. Sure. Yeah, you definitely. I think you're probably referring to. I think you were talking about the skits. meaning like the dance kit connected to surf. If you're talking about that, I give you what the writers are intended, but yes, you do have the opportunity to feel how you want to feel as well. I just have to give you that, hey, that's what they're going for. But if it didn't work at that point, then it didn't work. Someone else says Anthony will not be losing his money. They just write it in because you all like to say Ben will take his money. Okay. Someone else says Anthony will be crazy if he goes back to Amber. God not don't certify all marriages. Someone says Michelle's husband is going to jail and I hope it backfires. Someone says do not get excited over blackmail, though, because somebody might seriously get hurt or go to jail. That's fair. Someone else says Ant is getting what is needed for him to man up. What do you think he needs to happen with Amber outside of the fact that she needs to heal? In other words, what is the advantage of Dave? We see Denisha. Okay, so Dave does try. I will say this, right? There, if you look at some of the moments with Dave, some of the moments, right? Let me give you a scene. Amber started to call Dave a bunch of names. And she said, whoa, 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 whoa. Dave says, whoa, don't, you're not good to that. Those are moments. I think Dave is trying to say something, but if she pick it up, she pick it up. If she don't, she don't. In other words, he's saying, you got to calm down with the critique, the excessive, you know, it getting to the point where you're starting just to call people out of them names for no reason. You have to know how to just allow that to rush off you and not get as emotional. I think that's one thing. No. Is she affecting Dave to some extent? I do believe she is, to the point where sometimes Dave is a little bit loose. Now, Dave does realize he's somewhat loose because he did say, you make me fire Melissa, and no, no, what else, right? So, you know, I'm fire Melissa, I got this money for you, and no, you know, you're saying you don't want to get married. So we do see that piece of the puzzle. But every now and again, Dave tried to see if he can get her to calm down and not to allow too much things to bother her.
Yes.
Because he does realize she's getting bothered very easily. Too easily. All right? Like way too easily. Like you're just every 2 seconds you're gone off the fence. Dave makes a much better match for Amber because he knows how to handle her and love her. At the same time, he knows how to do the man in the relationship. Correct. That's also a good piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I must say what the others are thinking right now. Long before Dave gets fed up with Amber holding up the divorce, he's gonna move on. That is also a piece. They both may move on. I never know. They both may actually move on, which is both Denisha and what's your name? And Denisha and Dave. So I do see that as well. Daniel can't judge anyone because her dark chocolate is either coming to Atlanta or will face the okay. So I want me get at that. So Daniel coming in with the line of the adultery, and you know only the hypocrisy. So Daniel has Lisa on her couch, and Lisa is not a small time idolater. Lisa is a big, huge. Lisa is chasing men, right? Like she's going on the hunt for Mike. Okay, so that ain't going. And again, I like Darren stuff, but let's call a spade a spade. Come on, you hunt Mike. It wasn't no mistake. It wasn't no whatever it is. You deliberately hunted Mike. So to have and by the way, she wants to protect Lisa, but blast Dan. I mean Darren. No, we get it. Darren have the black woman stuff to work over. Okay, that is our next topic. But if we're talking idolatry, ain't no way you're going basically be bigging up Lisa, but you have Darren by the trying Pacific and chastise him, you know, out the blue. That don't make sense to me. But that was something I saw as well too. It's really not any of the girlfriend business. They're not married, and if something happens, she doesn't have any power, nor does Dave. That is also true. I like Denisha. She's actually giving Anthony some great advice. She does every now and again. She does. Anthony should get karma first. Well, I think he is some karma because Shayla is giving him some of it because she's being a pest. So what else says I like Denisha, but I would be upset if she was Anthony's karma. No, but do I think that she will be? That's a good question. Do you think that Denisha will be Anthony's karma? I think she's Anthony's lesson. I think she needs a lesson. I think the karma is. I can see the whatever it is. Sharon is saying with the whole idea of the monies. I can see that being so because then all three men would get it at the same time because them lose money. That would be a lot. Someone else says, Tulia says, Amen, O'Neill. That's what I've been saying. It doesn't matter if Denisha is a scammer. My focus isn't on that. He needs to learn the lesson. That's my focus when it comes to Anthony. Is he learning anything? If you're not learning anything, then it's almost like, why bother? I want to see the lessons. Like what happens to Amber? Does she get better? Does Anthony get better? That's I think where Oni looks at, someone says there are people who is actually saying Shayla is changing. Shake my head. Shayla and Angelina are parasites. No, I don't think Shayla is changing. I don't see the changes of Shayla yet. That one I don't see as yet, right? Someone else says the same thing that infiltrated Anna's marriage first is infiltrating it again. It's different. Wayne. So you think Wayne is infiltrating her? That's interesting. Someone else says the skits tell us friendship come over romantic relationships for a lot of women. Someone else says and is learning and is smarter streetwise. So I'm a little bit more streetwise. Fee says Dave is tired of Amber playing with Anthony's money. She needs to let Dave know about Wayne since that they're doing business together before someone tells him. That's also true because you can't hold on that. Then you're telling him need to get rid of the ex them, so it kind of look weird. But hey, if she fumbles Dave, she fumbles Dave. I would say that much. All right, let me stop it right there for comments, and then now let me start at one journey's gone. Okay, one journey gone. Okay, let me start at Anne. I'm gonna start at you. Give me a final word. Go ahead and give you a final word for the night. Annette. Okay, Annette is muted.
Yeah,
Annette,
sorry.
there you go. No
I'm
problem.
here. Sorry, there was a little bit of a delay with the mouse that I was using. Okay, right. So this is the final word now, yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so today's been an absolutely fantastic reflection. And what I'm going to reflect on is how I am proud of Anthony. And I feel this is the beginning of the new Anthony Dalton. Denisha is definitely serving a purpose. How she came into the situationship is not ideal, but we have to look at the gems, how she's actually responding to Anthony and actually encouraging him. So I'm just looking forward that things will improve for Mr. Dalton to be a better man. And I think on your show here, O'Neill, Sharon's show, Auntie Riri, and some of the other content, we've been saying we want Anthony to man up. We've all been saying that. So I feel they've actually listened to us. So let's hope that it does continue and that tomorrow he gives Shayla $500. I'd love that. That would really keep her in check. A 2-year-old, take him to McDonald's or what you guys call it in Chuck E. Cheese or Cheese Factory or something like that. Take him there. $500 will be sufficient, right? Anthony needs to stand up. The skits are really skitting. I absolutely enjoy coming here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I never saw this in the cards. So, they say God's got a plan. I'll have to say I agree with that as well. So, and I just want to thank all the panel for just hearing me out and the chat as well. And yeah, and Anil, next week, I'm going to come with my Jamaican accent to you.
No, I like your English accent. Do not change that accent because
I
it'll
knew
be
he
very
was going to
international.
say that. I
Don't
knew he
change
was going
it.
to say that. I knew you were going to say
Don't
that.
change
Okay.
it. I love it. It's refreshing
Okay,
and it makes it very varied.
Okay, I'll keep it for you, but then for Sharon, I'll use my Jamaican accent. But anyway, thank you everyone, and it's now 3:08 in the UK. So yeah, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'm listening
You
until the end.
too.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Good night,
everyone.
Antoinette.
I
Thank
appreciate you.
Bye.
You are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
Thomas.
Thank
And
you.
Shamin, I'm gonna get you in here to give me a final word. I know you're going through the medicine, but go ahead.
Okay, so my final word is when Danisha came on with Anthony, I was calling her a scammer, but then I realized that she's not really a scammer. She's a con man because there's a difference between a scammer and a con man. Because a con man, O'Neill, you're supposed to know the con men downtown that do the treat. They call them tree card man. Yeah, those are con men. And what the first thing they do, they get you to trust them because they let you win maybe one or two hands because they're getting you to trust them. And once they get you to trust them, they lock you in and then you continue to play and then you start to lose your money because now they know exactly what they're doing. So a lot of people are saying scammer But there's a difference between a scammer and a con man. And as far as I'm concerned, and I know this is my opinion, and people might be saying I'm still on the fence, and whoever want to say I'm not, I'm still on the fence, and I will
On
forever.
Amber's fence.
I am on level 5. Amber people live a level 3, but they're level 5. You hear me? Level 5. So nobody know. Apart from the people on the fence with me, we are at level 5. That's the fence. Okay. So, but I'm telling you something. There is a lot of things. There's a lot of storm coming, and that's why I have to reinforce my fence every day. There's a lot of storm going to be hitting Scotland. I mean, this is now the calm. There's going to be a storm coming in Amber's life, because Dave is going to LA on Friday, if nobody knows the date, because today he talks to Evelyn, and Evelyn says, so I'm looking forward to Friday. So Dave will be in LA on Friday. Dave, mom and dad are planning for Dave to get back with Evelyn. We don't know what is in Melissa's letter. And this morning, Daniel was asking the mom, do you think I should give it to Dave? And the mom said, yes, give it to Dave. Why would you not give it to Dave? So Dave will soon be getting that letter. I think maybe when he comes back from LA. There are some storm coming for both Anthony and Amber. Amber is going to be romantic. Anthony is going to be financial. And when those storms hit, I think that is what might push them back together some way, somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen. And they might come back together and they might not. But there's going to be some reconnection somewhere. And they're both going to learn some valuable lesson, even if they don't come back as husband and wife. And they're going to continue with other people, but they will be learning some valuable lessons. Angelina said something today. And when Anthony said, you're looking at I'm going to marry her. And Angelina said, you're not divorced. That was also something very telling, because Anthony want to marry Denisha. And if Anthony is looking at Denisha as his wife, he should not let any money. And when I said any money, even the $20 million that he's talking about should not be a deterrent for him not to marry this girl that he loves so much. So if you are saying that you love this girl and you want to marry to this girl, why are you letting money stand in the way of you getting your dream girl, getting the girl that you want to be with for the rest of your life? No, I'm just saying.
You have an answer because having the girl without the money, you're gonna lose the girl.
But he's not going to give up all the money. 50%, he still have 10 million and him can't work it. Didn't he promise Shayla? He promised Shayla that he would get. Remember what he told Shayla? If you agree to marry me, I'll give Amber 50%. Heck, I'll give her 100%.
He was lying.
Well, I have to. No, he was the one who said, I'll give her 100%. You're an asset. I'll be able to make it back. So you need to stand on that. You need no. If I have a man and the man is talking about marriage, and because of his money, because it's nothing but his money, why he is not divorcing Amber. The only reason why they're not divorced is because of money on both sides. Because Amber wants that money and Anthony wants to keep that money. So because of money, they are telling the people that they are purporting to love, that I don't love you like I love my money. And you know what the Bible said?
That's true.
The love of money is the root of all evil. So if I'm with a man, I'm cooking my life out and I'm giving up whatever, and he's not, I'm not going to encourage him not to divorce, because I want that security. And if he has to give up 40%, I would say, listen, if you love me, 40% is nothing for you to give up for me. If you love me, show me that you love me. Put your money where your mouth is. And Amber told him that already, that you need to put your money where your mouth is. He's not doing that. So what is that saying? That there is love?
Nothing. That him wanting money.
Okay,
Me can
so
love
he
you, but me
wanted,
just don't want to give up my money.
yeah, so he can't have his cake and eat it. He cannot have his
Correct,
cake and
me
eat
nah
it.
go.
And
Yeah,
that
but
is
me nah go
sending,
give my
and
money.
Denisha, and we know now that Denisha is not in it for a ring. Because if I was there and in it for a ring, trust me, you'd have to give up that 40% or that whatever amount. Because I want to be the Mrs. Dalton. And the money does not matter. If you love me, put a ring on it. Thank you for having me, and my back feel much better. And I'm glad I was not rambling or all of that tonight. So thank you, my fellow moderators. And it was a good live as usual. Thank you, chat. And I enjoy reading some of your comments. So we will keep it cute. Let's keep it cute.
Cute friends, cute, please. Yes.
Let's
And
keep it
I
cute.
put some inside the comment. Thank you very much for that, Charmaine. Someone else, go ahead, Sharon Reviews. Can you give your final word for the night?
Boy, Charmaine, I can't even top that.
We don't know if we follow that. We don't know if we follow that right now.
That was fantastic, Charmaine. Okay, and you're right, Charmaine. If he loves Denisha, he should actually, and he really wants to marry Denisha, if she's gonna be his wife, he should just go tell his lawyer, let's give her, let's go to mediation. Let's see, just speed this up because she's gonna be my wife. And you're absolutely right. I even said it on my life today too. Angelina says, you're still married. And she's turned to Denisha and says, you're shacking up. Oh, so you're running a hotel over here. Those are little nuggets that we have to think. So that's why I'm here saying, are they gonna put them back together? But they're showing us they has to learn first. They have to change first before that can happen. What it gonna take what is it gonna take for Amber and Anthony to get back together? And Charmaine, you're absolutely right. Amber is not giving up that 50 because she knows Anthony's not going to give it to her. If Anthony gives it to her, maybe she won't divorce him. She'll say, oh, him learn some lesson. Maybe Amber is actually teaching him, says the money is at the root of all evil. He wants that money. Because Amber could because if you look at it, Dave loves Amber. Which fool man? I go buy a house and put your name on the deed while you're still married, you're not even divorced yet. You could I just what if Amber changes her mind? And what the two lawyers says, I'm not saying it, guys, because you guys come for me. Amber could have accepted the 10%. What if Amber changes her mind and go back to her husband? Anthony just have to buy out, he will definitely give it to buy out, what's his name, Dave. Because what Dave did right there is a foolish move. Why would you buy a house and put a married woman name on the property when she can't go back to her husband? You understand? So that's why I say my same. But then again, maybe the is actually for Amber. Maybe Denisha is actually for Anthony, because as we can see, I think psychologically, Anthony realized, I did not do this for Amber, so let me do this for Denisha. He knows Denisha, he keep on telling people she can cook. That's all she have. That's the value. Amber is a workaholic. She's a businesswoman, but she's not acting like how she's supposed to act, right? But at the end of the day, I think if Amber says, I want you back, I know Anthony will take her back, because that day he says, oh, Mrs. Dalton, come to give Mr. Dalton some good news. So, you know, guys, we have to, it can go either way. The audience want Amber with Dave. Dave love Amber, but does Amber love Dave? That's the other thing you guys should look at.
Good
Anthony,
question.
does he love Denisha? He just love the fact that she is different. She's cooking for him and he loves that. Maybe Amber so busy she never used to cook. so often as Denisha. You understand? He's getting his meal 3 times a day. And Anthony is, as I said, guys, look at it. Psychologically, I wasn't doing what I should for Amber, but let me do this for Denisha. I will put my foot down with these, with Angelina. I will do that with Shayla. And hear what he said to Angelina today? I left your daughter. Iman left your daughter. And Shayla was not heartbroken. Shayla does not have a heart, just like you. And Denisha was right. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So thank you again, O'Neill, for this beautiful platform that you created for your moderators. I do appreciate and I do respect you, O'Neill. You know that you're my mentor, and I couldn't have done what I'm doing with my channel because you have taught me so much, and I appreciate that. And chat family, we love you. Thank you guys for the support, and thank you, panel member. You guys are awesome. Annette, you're great. Thank you for being on my panel also on my live, and you know that she's my co-host. Charmaine is, Terry, and is. I do appreciate every one of you, Antoinette. We even have Brian and Jeff and Lena. We have males on our panel
I
now
like that.
discussing stuff. So it's really, really good, and I love where it's taking us. And I'm looking forward for the next journey. Hopefully, everything will be all right. All right. So thanks again, O'Neill, for everything. Thanks,
I like
everybody.
that. I like that. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Ashley, go ahead and give your final words to the audience.
Um, Charmaine and Sharon basically said it all for me. We just have to sit back and watch and see what Anthony does. I'm not totally sold on him yet, so I need to see more. I need to see more from him. I would like to see a lot more from Amber, because I don't think she's changed either at all. If I'm being honest, I think Anthony's made a little bit more progress than her.
No, that I believe. That I can agree with you on. That I can agree with you on.
So she's still lying, hiding secrets. So I think she's not doing really good in that department as far as changing. But Anthony, I would like to see a lot more from him as well. So I'm not. It was an okay day. I won't say it was a great day. It was okay. But want to continue to watch and see what happens with both characters. I don't know what Wayne is going to do as far as them getting back together or not. Maybe they'll get back together, or maybe they'll just have a reunion moment and reflect. So we'll just have to watch and see what happens. Stay tuned. But I enjoy you all tonight, O'Neill ladies. I love when we come together every Wednesday. It's always enjoyable. Always having a good time. So that's good. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Ashley Chop It Up. And I'm always chopping it up. So make sure I'm gonna start to do more lives soon. But I'm doing shorts, but I will start to do some more lives very soon. So y'all look out for that. All right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Ashley. Go ahead, Terry, and give us the final word, Terry.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, O'Neill. Thank you. Great panels. I had a wonderful time tonight. Again, we just have to watch what the writers do. I hope the best for Anthony. I want to see him evolved, and I want to see Amber evolved and get from this place that they're both in, and live the right way. The discussions were very good, and I just want to draw a reference to something. And where I'm going to come from the biblical point of it is that we know Amber as a biblical, they portray her as a godly woman. And when you say you are a godly woman, you walk with that in integrity. However, what Denisha does, they have not shown her as a godly woman. So we can say she's expected to do what she expected to do. But as for Amber part, I want to say that if you are, they would say she wants 10, 40 or 50% of Anthony's inheritance, whatever it is, whatever they bring it out to. But if you are not in the will, how can you get the benefit of it? Just like if you're not in the will of God, how can you reap the benefits?
Okay, true.
And I want her to reap the benefit of what she deserves. But if you're not in the will, just like if somebody write a natural will, if your name not in the will when the will is read, how can you get what's inside of it? And I want to see them elevate her so she's able to get what is rightfully hers.
Yes. True.
And she deserves to get back her integrity.
Yes.
Walk in that integrity, walk with her held high. Because as a woman of God, as she portrays to be, as the character portrays to be, adultery, the Bible tell you, must not be named among you as a woman of God. And I want to see them bring her out of that place and be that virtuous woman that she are to be.
Yes.
The Proverbs 31 woman that takes care of her home, her husband, and her family. And I want to see that for her. Even if they don't make it be Anthony, but come from out of that place, that she could be that woman, because at this point, she's not the woman that's supposed to walk in the godly perspective. And I want to see them elevate her from that. You see the fact that she got the warning from
Dave's mother,
mom, and she still has not heed to it. The consequences, we have to deal with it. And a lot of times we don't want to deal with the consequences. And I'm just saying, writers, take her out of this place. Because when we are a child of God, if the Spirit of God lives inside of you, it will convict you and make you uncomfortable. Amber is too comfortable in that place. And that's what the Holy Spirit does. It makes you uncomfortable. So that the writers need to get her out of that place, elevate her, let you be that virtuous woman, let her wear her crown, and help the other ladies.
Yes.
I want to see that if they are going to let people learn lessons from it, let them learn something from it. Elevate one woman and let her be the woman that she's supposed to be. The others will take care of themselves. But I'm talking from the biblical part and perspective part about it. Anthony, he will have to get his encounter. And when he get his encounter, he will have to deal with it. Dave will have to deal with his encounter. Tanisha has to deal with her encounter. However, this lesson and this path that they both, Anthony and the Daltons, are on, it does not change the plan. Even when we make mistakes, God's plan does not change. So again, you can't be in your sin and comfortable.
True.
You cannot, if the Holy Spirit lives inside of you. So I hope they just make her evolved. So that's my two take. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But today I was very happy. I was proud of my boy. And Uncle got a little big. He wasn't no pup today, boy. He was barking. He was the big dog today. Yes. And I was very proud of him that he was able to stand up. So again, we want them to elevate Amber.
Okay, I like that. I appreciate that, Terry. And as always, I always love hear you. You know what I mean? Speak. Goddess, go ahead and give your 2 cents. Give us your final words,
Okay.
Goddess.
All right, I'm gonna make this real sweet. I just want to thank you, O'Neill, for having me on the panel. Thank you, panel.
Anthony has threatened.
Go ahead.
Thank
No
you,
worries. Sorry.
panel, and thank you, chat. And with the skits, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, House of Goddess London. Okay, and with the skits, I like them separately. I honestly do. I'm getting kind of comfortable with them being separately, meaning Denisha with Anthony and Amber with Dave, because they're learning a lot about themselves. And I believe they're kind of I think Anthony's learning more of what he should have did with Amber. Like I said before, that he didn't. I'm sorry, what he does with Denisha that he should have did with Amber. So he's kind of correcting those mistakes. But I wish that Amber would learn a little bit more, so that way it could be more, they can have a more balanced relationship. But let's see. O'Neill, do you think they'll have more of Lauren and Dan skits, or was that it? Or they're putting on pause?
They probably
I wanna
have,
see
but
more.
they'll have to again. They'll have to probably like toe the line with it, because as you can see, people get different things from it. So
People
I think
getting
they're
triggered.
trying
Okay.
to. Yeah, they're trying to play it where they're like, hey, all right, I'm trying to get you to look at this, but I'm looking at this. I'm trying to get you to look at this. So they're trying.
Yeah.
I think they are to give it to us, but Wayne is trying to frame it as much as he can. That's what they're trying to do.
Right. Well, I still like those skits, and I like the different, the suspense and thriller. I like that. And I get my emotions out the skits. That's why I don't get too I just
Neither
keep
do
it
I.
and go with the flow.
Neither do
Yeah.
I. It's just
That's why
entertainment.
I go with the flow. It's just best. So, but I like the way they're doing everything. I like the way they're structuring everything. I love it. I enjoy it. So that's it for me. Thank you again, O'Neill.
No problem.
O'Neill, one question before you go. I have one question. Do you think it was disrespectful of Denisha today when Daniel gave her the water and she switched it?
Shaman, I wouldn't trust it, because Daniel behaved a little bit weird. The entire day.
It's not a matter of trust. I would not take it. I would say no.
Whichever way, but you could still see it as disrespect that way.
To push it back and take the one that was in front of her, I would throw that water straight in her face and tell her to get out of my house.
But Shaman,
she was
even if
disrespectful.
hold on, Shaman, even if I didn't take the water, you could also see that as disrespectful too. You could wonder exactly why wouldn't you take water from me. So anything that she actually did would have been, a little bit weird. Now, I think, okay, this was my take on it today, because I did it today, and I said, if you don't want her in her house, tell her, hey, you know what, I don't want you in my house. You're not welcome. So she could leave. That would have been the thing to do. But you attacking me about I'm being an adult and all that kind of stuff, whatever it is. You man. It's like
Anthony forced her into the house. It was not. She was not invited into the house.
Right, but
Anthony forced her into the house.
So hold on,
Anthony tell her to go and whatever, and Daniel can show her around or whatever.
But
so
if Daniel doesn't want her there,
for one.
Right, Shaman. But if you don't want her there, you can say, I don't want you in my house.
Yeah, but that would not be good manners. That would not be good manners.
But you
say
can't
I
manners
don't want
to. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I understand
Remember
what you're
where
saying,
you're
but I think when somebody offer you something, you said, no, I'm sorry, I don't want it. I go to people's house and they offer me drinks or water and I refuse it because maybe I don't trust them, whatever. But the fact that the lady put the water in front of her and she pushed it back and took the one that was in front of her, that was disrespectful. That's my opinion. That's
no problem. I would have probably done the same thing because I would not trust Daniel either. Because
but
Daniel,
why did you take it? No, I would tell her no, I don't want. I would leave it there. I want to drink it. I would not do anything. I would not drink it. I would not drink it. I would just leave it there and whatever. But the fact that you blatantly pushed the water back and took the one that was in front of her was disrespectful. And she
disrespected her back because she disrespected her.
I think
but Charmin, well on Charmin. It's somebody can't disrespect you in your face and you get to
right, and
disrespect
I
you
think
back.
that's what
You can't
Denisha
do
did.
that. So you
She
can't pull
responded
that
back
card on me.
that way
No,
by
no, no,
giving
but
I
you
you're
give
the
you
in
what
my
you give
card.
me.
house. You're in my
Doesn't matter,
house. That
Charmin.
was
You
no,
don't
no,
get,
no.
but
You're
you
in
don't
my
get the
house,
chance to
and I just
disrespect
said
me and
something.
get whatever it is.
Yeah, but
No,
Denisha
she was
make her point
respectful.
already. She did make her
So
point.
tell me to leave and I
If
will leave, but you don't have a
yeah,
chance to
but she did
disrespect
not
me
invite her
and
in
don't
there.
expect me to so then tell me to leave. But don't
Yeah,
That's
try
it.
to
but
see if you can
yeah,
disrespect me
but
and not expect the same
okay. So tell
energy.
her to leave. Fine, I understand that. But the
Tell me
fact
to
with
leave.
the water, that was
That's why I'm saying what it was.
disrespectful.
So
That
I'm
was
telling you
more than disrespectful.
because
That is
disrespected
just
her
my
first.
point.
Yes, point right there. But because so what I'm telling you is you're getting what you put out. If you want to disrespect
Right,
me, I'm gonna disrespect you back. Because I
right.
can do that too. I'm gonna show you that I can basically give back the same thing you gave me. What right you have to oh I guess I see you're
An
whatever it is. Come on now.
adulterer.
Hey,
Yeah.
come on. I wasn't even coming at you. Like that no warrant anything at all. And then to say, oh well, hey, you feel whatever kind of way. No, because you're not supposed to do that. If you don't want me in your house, say, hey, you know what? I'm Amber's friend and I don't want you in the house. Hey, let me get it. I'll stay right outside. But you have to decide your mind that you can't in and then try the whole disrespectful thing and then think I'm gonna just take that line down. Heck no. That wasn't pleasant, Charlie. If you don't want somebody in the house, I mean, me know you would say, "Hey, me no want my house."
Yeah, but the
You're
first thing
Jamaican.
from you come to me and talking about me being with an adulterer, I would say, you know what? I'm not here for this, and I'll get up and leave. That would be
So there
simple
you go.
me. That is how I would do it.
So
From
there
you
you
come
go.
to me like that. I am
Mhm.
getting up and I'm leaving and I'm going to sit in the car or go sit with Ben and Anthony. I am
Fair.
not going to sit there with
That's
no
one
chit
way.
chat because I see and you hear her, I see from you were outside or whatever. Then I would not
Mhm.
be going in your house if I can peep that you were not into me or whatever. I
Mhm.
was not going to go into your house. That is the kind of person
True.
I am. But I
But
think
then, Charmin, how did Daniel take it? Daniel says the one thing she liked about her was that she was a straight shooter.
yeah, but she
Right.
was disrespectful. My take is that she was disrespectful with the water. That
That's
But
is
fine.
she
You
that
might
is
not
just
like it,
my
but she says
take.
she's a straight shooter. Is if
to
I say
me
so.
Yeah.
To me, not a straight shooter.
to me, O'Neill, I felt instead of
Mhm.
Denisha insult her, she just move differently in a different kind of way instead of
You could
insult
have do
her.
that. You could do it any different way. You could listen. The
She did it
response
a
was
different
Charmin
way.
saying,
Instead of
yeah,
bringing the
to just
insult to her, she switched the
yeah,
water
man.
and said,
Yes,
listen, I know you
and
don't
that was
like
the
me, but
insult.
me don't trust you either. And that's
Mhm.
the basically what she did.
You can respond any way you want to respond to it. I
Yeah.
get your response, Shamis. Don't think I'm thinking because your response is valid too, is as to whatever it is. I'm just saying though,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you give somebody an energy, I'm just going to give you energy back. You know, if I
Mhm.
were to give you energy like that, Charmin, you give me something back. It kind of warranted me to get
Yeah,
the
but
energy
as I
because
said before, I
you
would
give me
not
that.
even go in the house because if me hears
Right.
this
Mm-hmm.
girl, you hear she say, and Anthony tell her that you and Amber
Mm-hmm.
are friend, I would not go in her house to begin with. You're Amber are friend, me no have
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with you because I know you're going to be biased. The fact
Yeah,
that you
I
have
I
think
a
she
didn't
was
best friend,
understand
trying to
that
do
part.
it.
you're going to be
Yeah,
biased.
I
Me
didn't
not
Which
understand
one?
even
that
go in
part
your
though.
house. I
I
would
think
not
she was.
go
I think
inside your
Denisha was
house.
trying to be. Denisha was trying to be cordial, but Daniel wasn't trying to be cordial. I think that's what you're seeing. So meaning, like for example, I'm gonna go around a person because again, as a business person, you do business with people as well, Charmin. You know, you have some people where they're terrible, but you know, you just be cordial. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to be cordial, but when I realize I'm being cordial with you, and you start to try to push it, it could be, you know. So that's what I think was going on with Denisha. Denisha was just trying to be cordial. She never said much. She complimented our backyard. Hey, the backyard nice and peaceful. And what the first thing she do? Insult, insult, insult. Because Daniel is known for doing that as well. What used to happen is that Amber is smile, and she used to kind of pit it off. No man, you fire ban them people at same speed. Them little people anyway. I mean about to get call them people that try with me before now. I think
Well,
fire back
that
ban
is
that.
just my opinion. That part alone
I got you
pissed me
though, no
off.
worries.
I'm telling you that
Mhm.
that part really pissed me off because trust me,
Mm-hmm.
I just have
It
broke
would
some glass.
if you Charmian, if you were being polite and somebody did that, more than the right pan where you are. But
I would not be in
then
that
Daniel
situation
was
because I was not
Daniel
going to go into your
exactly.
house.
No. No, but if you're in Daniel's position and you were being polite, then that's different. And she do that it's different. But Daniel was not trying to be polite. Daniel was trying to be a-hole. And I've been talking to people about that with the whole idea of how Denisha is dealt. When Dave comes around, everybody welcomes Dave with open arms. Everybody is welcoming Dave. Oh, Dave, whatever it is, and they play the whole games. And when Denisha comes around, everybody wants to give her the adult line. I'm wondering, hold on. So it look like Amber divorced, but Anthony still not married. So we married too.
And that's why I'm on the
but
fence.
anyways, I'm just saying.
That's why I'm
Come
on
off
the
the
fence.
fence. Come off of the fence.
Listen,
That is why I'm on the
I
fence.
ain't no Denisha supporter.
I need some more concrete.
saying.
I need some
Right,
concrete
right.
and steel.
Right.
I need you to send me some concrete and
Some more
steel
concrete.
to
Come off
reinforce
of the
my
fence,
fence.
Charmaine.
Come off the fence, Charmin. Come off the fence. Come off the
Come off
fence.
of the
Chat,
fence.
like, share, comment, subscribe. We love y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Good
Have
night,
a wonderful night.
everybody.
Good night,
I love
everyone.
y'all, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
No shot now this blood clot. No. And that.
Me cook up at a lobster. Cook up at a lobster. No pancakes, no bad muffin, sweet potato pie. Don't want a snack, don't want a stuffing, salty salmon lie. Don't want biscuits, don't want cake. Teach me how to bake. With all that cash, no DoorDash. Call Denisha for heaven's sakes. No chewy pasta. Step aside, Shayla. Make all Denisha.
Denisha, I'm gonna need lobster.
Step aside, Shayla. Make all Denisha. You cook up at a lobster. 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 I'm so tired of Shayla and the burnt up beef. Amber, don't you cook that chicken. Right now I'm in my seafood era. Lobster and fish in the kitchen. Takeout food is a belly. Shayla burnt toast with no good jelly. Air Force One, somebody call Nelly because I'm about to run up out of this deli now. Watch you now. No chewy pasta. Step aside, Shayla. Make all the need.
Got you.
Cook up at a lobster. No chewy pasta. Step aside, Shayla. Make all the niche.
Yeah, Denisha,
You cook up at a lobster.
I'm gonna need lobster.
Cook up at a lobster. Cook up at a lobster. She cook up at a lobster. Cook up at a lobster. Cook up at a lobster. Cook up at a lobster.